Alrighty. Is it on? Huh? What? Should be on, right? Alright. Let me make sure everything's working. It is. Oh. Oh. I woke up this morning in a state of panic. It was a lot earlier than I normally do, so I was gonna reach for my phone, check what time it is, like I always do in the morning, and I wake up before my alarm. I'm like, huh, my phone should be somewhere around here. It was in my bed just like a second ago. Like, how come I can't grab it? I'm like, wait a minute, I can't feel my right arm. I dart out in a panic, and it's like shaking my arm around, and it's like my arm fell asleep. Scary, man. I thought I was gonna have to amputate it. And then eventually the feeling returned, and I went back to sleep. I'm like, oh, I don't have to amputate it, I'm saved. Very bizarre experience. Would not recommend having your arm fall asleep in the middle of the night. What am I doing today? So today, what is this? We are doing the personality test boss rush, which is basically just going to be me taking a bunch of personality tests, because why not? Cue the music of Who Am I by, who is it in from Les Mis? Where's all my windows? I really need to figure out how to organize these things a little bit better. Oop. That there. Alright. Put that there. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Excellent. Huh? Everything working? Everything's working. Cool. My setup is pretty basic. Maybe I should put... Hold on, we're studio mode. I probably should have set this up before I started, but you know what they say. C'est la vie. This is what you guys see. This is the preview. The preview. We go... Well, alright. We will temporarily put some music in. Oh, cool. It's exactly the same as well. I've also been wondering about some stuff, like... What do they call it? What was I gonna say? What do they say? Yeah, so when I woke up in terror from having my arm fall asleep and thinking I'm gonna have to amputate it before feeling slowly returning and becoming, I don't know, like normal again, I was like, huh. Why do they call it sleep like a baby when babies are like, they wake up covered in shit, throwing up, pissing and screaming? You know? Why do they say soft as a baby's bottom? There's someone out there just going around touching like every baby's butt and like comparing. Does he have a big list of who has the softest butt? Your butt harden as you age? What's the implication here? Why is this an idiom that's common in English language? Are they testing the softness of baby butts against other rocks and stones? Is this like a scientific scale, like Mohs hardness scale? I'm just saying. I'm just wondering these things. I think I'm not too weird for thinking about the answers, or thinking about or posing the question. I just think the idioms are kind of weird. You know? Or am I wrong? Or am I crazy? Because personally, I think if someone's out there compiling a list of like baby butt softness, it's kind of a weird thing to do, no? Am I wrong? Anyways. A personality test speedrun. Or I guess it's not a speedrun, just a boss rush. You regularly make new friends. I don't know how to answer this. This is only the first question. I don't know how to answer this. All my friends I've had for like a decade plus, I've had to make new friends before. But like, for the most part, I wouldn't say it's regular. But I'm not like opposed to it. I'm not like bad. I don't think I'm bad at it. I hope I'm not bad at it. That'd be kind of awkward, no? I I'm not like going out of my way, but I'm also not like, you know? Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward. Is this true? Is this false? Complex and novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. But like, do simple and straightforward thoughts even exist? I feel like everything can be dissected enough. No? Like, if you take something that's fairly... So like, let's think of a simple idea. Simple idea, right? Example. If you think of a simple idea, like red, the color red, like the sky is blue, that's a simple idea, but you can make that more complicated by just adding more layers of like, oh, is the blue, is this, do we have the same definitions of blue? Is the blue sky that you see the same type of blue that I see? You can make these things complicated, right? Because everything can be like abstracted or something. Yeah, in this abstract idea guide, there's a lot of different things. Where do we get what's a simple idea example besides the sky is blue? Because that one can be a bit more complicated and be like make it turn into philosophy or whatever. I would say this is true. I think complicated things are generally more interesting because there's also more to talk about then, you know? If it's a simple idea and if it's something that most people would agree upon, that's not like interesting. That's just like an idea. That's just like a fact. Discussing facts is boring. What resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments? I don't know. This question feels like bait. But like appealing to pathos is a valid debate argumentative tactic. Wait, let me make sure my volume levels are good. So this is going to be... Let me mute this for a second. Advanced auto properties. Because I changed some of the stuff a little bit. Oh, not that. Not that. Oh, okay, cool. I think the volume should be appropriate. You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than by factual arguments. I don't really do a ton of arguing online, though. And when I am arguing with someone, it's normally pretty factual in terms of, like, math. Or resonates emotionally. I think I am somewhat persuaded more by emotion, though. I think it's more compelling, or at least it sticks in my mind easier. It's easier to remember something that makes a compelling emotional argument as opposed to just like something factual, right? Because like, yeah, the ocean is 70, or the Earth is 70% water, but like, that's true. Water's good for life, but like, nothing will convince you that water's important more than just being desperately thirsty, right? Disagree. Let's just say I'm clean and organized alternatively, you know? Just like there's alternative music, there used to be alternative facts, alternative things. I'm alternatively organized. Stay calm even under a lot of pressure. I think I'm pretty decent ability to stay calm. I try not to let too many things phase me. Used to be a bit chuny, if you ever read The Name of the Wind, I used to, when I was young. Don't worry about it. It was cringe. I still am, but don't worry about it. You find the idea of networking or promoting yourself to strangers very daunting. Yes. Don't bully me. I'm a small streamer. I'm a small content creator. This scares me. I don't know what to do. I don't know the first step. I don't have a guide to follow. You know, it's scary. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often completing them well before the deadline. I was one of those people that always waited for the last second to complete things. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I still do. You know? Do I have any deadlines coming up? Not really. I think... Let's see. No deadlines. Cool. I mean, it's weird though, because I get really fucking pissed off if I make friends with my plans and like any of them are a little late. But no, actually, I stress about deadlines when it's like meeting up to do stuff and making meetings. When it comes to like actual work assignments and planning shit for that stuff, generally pretty lax. And by lax, I mean waiting for the last second. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. Isn't this just true for most people? Number or data? What would be an example of this? I feel like it's always easier to remember a story than it is to remember fact, right? That feels like something that's been proven before. That feels like something that is established for humans. I would reckon it's mostly true. Stories and emotions are more interesting. They're more cool. Or they're whatever it is. Also, is there a way to make this dark mode? No dark mode? Sag. But you can use numbers and data to tell a story. That's like the whole thing with data presentation. So I feel like this question is kind of like a false dichotomy. Because they're kind of related. They're not necessarily opposed to each other. Are they? Nah. I feel like generally more convinced or more they speak louder to you. Yeah, they're more memorable. No, I do not. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities. Sometimes. I know a good deal of one subject, but even then I sometimes make mistakes like, did I just like learn everything wrong on purpose? Did someone teach me wrong on purpose as a joke? No, I'm not. This is what we say a death sentence. You feel, what person does this? What person just walks up to someone and starts a conversation? What kind of psychopath does this shit? This is actual psychopath behavior. If you feel comfortable walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation, I feel like you're either very self-centered or you're legitimately psychopathic. You exhibit sociopathic tendencies, no? Or am I just crazy? You're not too interested. You are not too. No, I disagree. I think this is the most compelling. This is the biggest reason to read things and watch movies is so you can talk about it, see what you come up with, especially like artistic films, right? There's a lot of discourse going on about the latest Chainsaw Man chapter, and I agree with most of the interpretations as like, this isn't just like spoilers. It isn't just like fan service. This is displayed in the very specific way. And reinforcing a very specific narrative that Fujimoto has about the current characters, right? Because it presents a lot of the themes that he has interwoven in the story of Chainsaw Man, and it kind of how do I explain this without spoiling? Basically, it's exploring Denji's lack of intimacy in a more interesting way by presenting the. I feel like I'm not very eloquent. It's presenting his relation with intimacy in a more creative way and how intimacy always backfires on him, right? And now it's doing this because all the other characters we've seen be kind of intimate with Denji, we didn't really know that well, whereas Asa and Yoru, we know their inner workings. They've been presented as like a main character of part 2. And so seeing people on Twitter or whatever disagree about this, say this is stupid and gratuitous fan service and Fujimoto has no idea what he's doing, I think they're just wrong, or like they haven't read up on media literacy, or they haven't thought too deeply about the Chainsaw Man narrative and the stories and the themes that are present in it. Anyways, Chainsaw Man's my favorite manga all time. You prioritize facts over people's feelings when determining a course of action. Nah, not really. Again, this kind of depends on the course of action as well, because like we're making plans to do something. Sometimes the facts are the feelings, right? I don't like that saying. That was like super, super overused in different Reddit, like facts not feelings or whatever the fuck it was. It's like sometimes there is some truth to feelings. I don't disagree, but I don't want to agree. I'll play neutral on it. You'll often allow the day to unfold without any schedule at all. I feel like I used to do that a lot. And now I basically have the same schedule every day. Go to the gym, go to work, come home, eat, occasionally stream. It's just the same. I think if I were given a choice, I would live without any schedule. But because I live in a society, I'm forced to actually plan parts of my day out. Just seems like that. You know? But for a long time, I pretty much lived without a schedule. Even schools and stuff, when I was in school, I would try to just like live without a schedule. Even though, actually, now that I think about it, a lot of my life I've been doing schedules, because you have school from like 8 to 3, and I would go do my extracurricular from like 4 to 7 or 8. I'd get home at like 9 or whatever. I'd eat dinner, and I would just kind of lay about and do whatever. So so I don't want to say it's like meticulously planned, but there are certain patterns in the day and in the week that oftentimes are allowed to happen. Or not allowed to happen, that you just have to live by, because that's just like how society deems it. I don't think that anyone can live without a schedule unless you're like either super rich or super poor, right? Because you have to go to work, you have to go do all these things, and after that, it's like you kind of have to eat as well. You have to prepare, go to sleep at the same time, get up and go work again. But considering that if this is like idealized version of life and I can just kind of lay about and do whatever, yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna lay around with no schedule. You really worry about whether you make a good impression on people when you meet. Sometimes I talk to people and I'm just like, I wonder what they think about me. I don't want to say agree, I don't want to say disagree, I don't want to be middle either. I do think I think about it sometimes. You enjoy participating in team-based activities? Not really. It depends on the team-based activity. I'm down to play sports. I'm down to play to ball out a bit. Down to play some League of Legends. But I wouldn't say I particularly enjoy it more than solo activities. Or I guess, again, this question feels like it's more contextual based off of, what? Based off of what? Based off the people you're participating with? Because if I'm gonna like play soccer or basketball or something with a bunch of strangers, or like do something with a bunch of strangers, I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I would with like doing it with my friends. But that just feels more of the nature of who as opposed to what. I think generally, not too hot on it. New and untested approaches. Like they ask me questions like this and like, what new and untested approach am I even doing? There's like, maybe in games and stuff, I'll try things I haven't, but real life, like what? How many times can I teach someone how to do algebra? There's only so many ways, right? And the reasoning and the logic behind each step is the same every time. And if you don't understand one reasoning, then you try another reasoning, because there's like 10 trillion reasons why things in math work. So I don't want to say these are new untested approaches, but I also don't want to say they're exactly orthodox. I guess if I'm doing like a puzzle, I'm always down to try experimenting with the new different ways to do a puzzle, or how many ways are there to skin a cat, you know? So over being completely honest. Yeah, I think I do. I think taking into account other people's emotions is important, regardless of the honesty of it. Because honesty is, you know... Is it always good? People say it's a virtue. People say sloth is a sin, but I tell them they're wrong. Sloth is the most majestic, beautiful, gorgeous creature alive. It's living life on its own terms. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge areas to explore. New experiences, I'm always down. I got omakase, like sushi, where it's like those fancy tasting menus for the first time last year was really good. I want to say I actually sought it out. I mean, I guess I kind of did. Knowledge areas to explore. I mean, I'm more of that person that if some weird thing comes my way, I'm always down to just try looking it up. You know, we have access to computers now. You have the power of the sun in the palm of my hand, type of thing. So I would say that I'm one of those people that enjoys. I won't say, but then again, that's not like active, right? I feel like the operative word here is active, or is it the new experiences and knowledge? I would say agree for the most part. You're prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse? Nah. I think I'm pretty chill. I do like my solitary hobbies. I do enjoy my hobby of laying in bed, staring at the ceiling for 7 hours. I do enjoy my hobby of watching YouTube for 7 hours while I'm trying to fall asleep. These are solitary things. Writing fictional stories for a living? Oh, I could. I don't think I'm a good writer by any means, but I feel like this could be something I do if I were to really get into it. Emotional efficiency in decisions. Efficiency. What does this mean though? This is a bad example. I don't know. So I've taken this test before. What is it, Myers-Briggs? I always get INFP. It's probably not going to change, to be honest. Simply because of, I feel like all my answers are the same as I've always answered it. Not really. Efficiency? Efficiency is nice. Personally, I prefer that the plan is just made, that the decision is made other than how it makes other people feel. Disagree. I'm a big procrastinator. I'm a procrastination enjoyer. Oh, what the heck was that? Oh, hello. Thank you for the follow. I keep forgetting I have follower alerts turned on. In disagreement, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. Proving my point over preserving the feelings of others. Again, like, this is really a question that I'm super good at answering simply because I don't really get into arguments that much. And the arguments I do get into are very, very trivial and based around the fact that I'm being facetious and just intentionally contradictory. Where if my friends will say something, I'll be like, nope, nope. So you telling me you don't expect? I'm just saying, I forget I have them on, so it scares me, you know? I'm like, oh, where'd that sound come from? Because I keep forgetting. It's just like a sudden noise. But I'm always down for people to come and stop by. But yeah, hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm just doing personality test boss rush. The explanation of this is I take a shit ton of personality tests that I find online randomly. So this is the most famous one, the Myers-Briggs, I think. I normally get INFP. I haven't taken this in like years. Nice. I haven't taken these things in years, but you know, I thought it'd be fun. Architect, Logician, Commander, Debater, INFP. Yeah, this is one that I normally get. This screen's regardless of proving your points over the feelings of others. Over the feelings of others. Sometimes this is contextual though, right? In disagreements, you prefer. I like to be right, but it's also like, who is the other person that I'm arguing with? Are they a close friend? Are they a stranger? If it's just like a business type of disagreement, and I'm trying to like, hey, this is what you should do. This is why you should do it. Yeah, I'm gonna prioritize proving my point. I want to prove my point, right? I'm like arguing with my friend over something stupid. It's like, I don't really care. I don't want to like make them feel too shitty. I think I'm generally on the side of I would like to be right. Being right feels good. It's good to know that you're right and convince others that you're right. No? Usually wait for others to introduce themselves. Yes, 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 yes. This is related to another question they asked you. Is like, do you feel comfortable walking up to someone random on the street and striking up a conversation? If you do that, you're a crazy person. You're either a crazy person or a person who was like born without that human flight or fight response. Like, I don't want to talk to other people if I don't have anyone else. I can't strike up a conversation with anyone else. Usually, if someone's like, hey, this is whoever, I'll like, oh, hello, and I'll shake their hand, you know, and then maybe I'll ease myself into conversation, but not something I actively seek out. Mood can change very quickly. Not really. I feel like my mood's pretty steady. If I'm like tired, I might be a little cranky, but if I'm like content, I'm just kind of doing whatever. I'm hydrated, moisturized, thriving in my own lane. I'll probably stay that way for a bit, unless like something really serious happens. But that's not like volatility of mood. That's just like, hey, something bad happened, so you should be sad. I think I'm pretty steady. I have no reason to be super volatile. You're not easily swayed by emotional arguments. You're not easily swayed by emotional. A lot of these questions are about arguing. How many arguments do these people expect you to get into like on a daily basis? How many arguments do I get into on a daily basis? None. I don't argue that often. Easily swayed by emotional arguments. I am not easily swayed by emotional arguments. I would say I would disagree. People are always those facts over feelings, but again, sometimes feelings can be based in facts. And appealing to pathos or ethos, what are those tenets of rational argument? Appealing to emotions is a good tactic, and you know, sometimes the emotions are there for a reason as humans, to keep us alive. Doing things that... Yes. I'm a procrastination enjoyer. Procrastination is cool in my book. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. Ooh. What kind of ethical dilemmas? Not real ones. I like the hypotheticals, like trolley problems. I think that was a really popular Flash... Was it a Flash game, or was it just like something people did where they were just stream doing push... Yeah, this is the push the button trolley problem one. Look, would you rather kill an infinite number of people and have no effect on the real world, or would you rather wipe out all of humanity? You know, all of humanity is a finite number of people, but it's not as big as infinite. Like, which one is morally better? Which one is ethically better? That's a good question, no? I feel like that'd be an interesting discussion to have. If you kill an infinite number of people, then... And you claim that that's the lesser or the greater of two evils, then you're saying that it doesn't matter who you kill, it depends on the quantity of people you're killing. Whereas if you want to, like, destroy the human race... Then even though that's a large number, it's not infinite. So then you're saying that the number doesn't matter. It's like the result, you know? I think this is interesting. I think that's cool. Or maybe... Side note, I'm not advocating for killing all of humanity. I just think the hypothetical is interesting. You usually prefer to be around others than rather on your own. I disagree. I kind of enjoy being on my own. I enjoy being cramped up in my head. However, the place where I would really like to be is somewhere with AC, because it's fucking hot. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical? Nah. Theoretical. That's like the philosophy question where it's like, or the ethics question before. So I feel like the way that they measure the personality is also based on consistency, right? Because I'm one of those people that likes to try to pick apart how things are working as they're being tested on it. Does that make sense? I'm trying to figure out, like, what are they measuring for with these questions? How do they know that you're not lying on each of these questions? I guess the way they figure that out is they probably put some type of weight on each question, or some scale, or and they weigh each question, or where agree or disagree pushes some value. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm just kind of yapping. But I think theoretical questions are interesting because that's like the whole philosophy one. When facts and feelings conflict, you usually find yourself following your heart. Yeah, I would say so. What is it? Trust your gut? That's essentially what this is. Yes, there's no reason to be scared or whatever, but your gut's telling you run, you should run. Survival instincts are a thing. People have developed, I don't want to say a sixth sense, that makes me sound irrational. No, it's just, maybe this is rational, you know? Trust your instinct because they've preserved humanity for however long humans have been around. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule. I'm both here and here on this. Once I get, for example, I'm a gym enjoyer. I find it pretty easy to keep to my routine of going to the gym and just like training. But if you make me, when I was in school, you make me sit down and like make a study plan, you bet your ass I'm not sticking to that shit. You bet your ass I'm gonna be fooling around on YouTube every 2 seconds. You're not watching me trying to study. I find it challenging. I would lean more towards challenging though, because I feel like part of the reason why I'm able to stick to gym schedules at least is I actually enjoy it. So it's like things you enjoy, yeah, I'm gonna stick to them. Things I don't enjoy, I'm gonna procrastinate like hell. Let's see. Let's go middle agree. So not hard agree because I can sometimes do it, not soft agree because I'm not super consistent with it, but do hard agree. You rarely second guess the choices that you have made. I feel like I do second guess, but I don't try not to let it bother me too much. As lively and outgoing? How would my friends describe me? Let me think. Because around my friends, I'm different than when I am by myself, right? We are all like different around different people. It's that whole like code switching thing, or is code switching specifically for language? But it's that whole kind of idea that like you're different around different groups of people. It's like that meme where it's you use friend or personality A with friend group B, right? I have a couple of different friend groups. I'm a little bit different between all of them. I'm a little different in front of myself. I don't think they describe me as lively and outgoing. I think they would describe me as weird and funny. I hope I'm funny. No? Yes? Please somebody respond. Disagree. You're drawn to various forms of creative expression. Could we consider VTubing as creative expression? Right? Can we? I've heard people well, I think we can all agree that doing philosophy is creative expression, right? And there are people who are like, oh yes, comedians are the new philosophers, right? And then further, there's people who are like, oh yes, VTubers are comedians. So by like inference, by transitive property of equality, can't I make the claim that I'm a philosopher? When I was young, I used to scribble a lot in my notebook instead of do work. That's pretty creative, no? I feel like I've done a little bit of writing in my time, but not my primary form of self-expression. Usually base your choice on objective facts rather than emotional impressions. Bro, where do they think? What kind of decisions do they think I'm making on a daily basis? I'm like deciding, what do I want to eat for lunch? Do I want to do barbell bench or dumbbell bench today, man? How emotional or objective on facts can I get with that stuff? Do I want to sleep? Do I want to press snooze on my alarm? Is it objectively better for me to snooze my alarm as opposed to not snooze my alarm? Objective facts, I feel like I feel like up until this point I've been going with the emotions do in fact sway me. But choices, I feel like objective facts can be better, but sometimes there are objective facts about my emotions, like objectively, if I do choose this option over the other one, I'm gonna feel better. And I'd rather feel better than not, right? These work in tandem. I don't know. You like to have a to-do list for each day? No, I don't. I live my life according to a schedule, but that's because I have obligations to fulfill, not because I have a to-do list to do each day. But I guess the obligations are a to-do list. But like, I also exist in society. I can't afford not to do my obligations. You rarely feel insecure? I'm pretty confident of, I think I know what I'm good at and what I'm bad at. Now, what is that list like? I think it exists. That's all I'm gonna say about that. You avoid making phone calls? Hell yeah, I do. You know I like those text messages. When I go to fast food places, I'm ordering at the kiosk every time. I'm not going face-to-face interaction. I'm doing all my arrangements, social gatherings, social obligations through text instead of emails. Hell yeah, I'm not making phone calls. Unfamiliar ideas and viewpoints? Yeah. Again, I think talking about weird things is fun. You can easily connect with people you have just met. Not really. No? Let me think. Who have I met recently for the first time? Not really. Again, not a ton of time to just like go out and meet people. I don't have that much time. I haven't had to meet someone recently. Connect. I mean, if we have the same hobbies, but that's not me being like some social extrovert butterfly, man. That's just like, hey, we've got the same hobbies. We can talk about them. We have a common interest. But a lot of my I guess my hobbies are pretty widespread. I feel like I know enough to talk about anything, or at least ask a question, but I don't think that's like connecting. I think that's just like keeping a conversation going and being deadly afraid of awkward silences. But I kind of do like awkward silences too, because it's kind of funny, but not too much. This is hard. Why did personality tests become harder than the SAT? Why am I overthinking these simple questions about these metrics? Disagree. I don't think I'm that good at connecting with people. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority... In the past, I would have answered disagree. But then something happened to me recently where I made a plans to get dinner with my friends and they switched on me last second. And I'm like, fuck, well now I have to replan everything so I can, because I was meeting with a friend I haven't seen in a while and he's going to be busy for a bit because he's going to be doing cool doctor things like the med student he is, but... And I was like kind of pissed off because we had plans already and then they switched. They were set in stone and then the stone changed and was cracked. So before I would have said disagree, mild disagree, maybe I'll shift it to slight disagree or maybe into a slight agree. I feel like I'm more of a slight agreeer now. You're still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. Have I made mistakes? I think it could be argued I have. I don't think it bothers me. I think you are who you are because of the choices you made in the past. I'm pretty comfortable with the person I am now. I think I don't want to say to regret your mistakes is to regret who you become. That sounds much too dire, much too consequential. But I think I'm at a comfortable point where it's like, yeah, I probably could have done some stuff better in the past, but I am who I am. I'll live with it. It's like the scene in Cowboy Bebop. You're gonna carry that weight. Except I don't die. I don't get to say see you, space cowboy. And I don't have a cool hair, unfortunately. Actually, no, my hair is pretty cool. There isn't what the world could look like in the future. Disagree. Future world can be cool. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Nah. So it might be hypocritical for me to say disagree here, but for decisions that are emotion, or I should take emotional bias out, I feel like I'm able to look at things a little more objectively. I'm able to control them, I suppose. Or maybe even with decisions, not even decisions, just like generally I think I'm pretty stable. Pretty in control of everything. I guess more on how the affected people might feel than on what is most logical or efficient. I think this is an important thing. Being conscious of others' feelings, right? Because yeah, maybe it's the most logical or efficient to like do one thing, but it makes a bunch of people feel bad about it. Maybe it's just easier to... I'm thinking about a lot of these decision things in the context of like plan making, by the way. I don't know why my mind defaults there, but it's just how it is. Probably because this is like the context upon which most of my decisions recently have been made, like planning things, seeing some friends, planning other things like that, trying to arrange like get-togethers, I suppose. When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel than what is most logical or efficient. Again, I feel like I would need an example of this type of at a decision where this is like the crux of the issue. But I think it's important to be because when you're making a decision that affects everyone, you kind of have to be conscious of how other people would feel based on the decision, rather than what is most logical or efficient, right? I think there's more justification, or it comes up more often, that people care about how they are treated, and people care about what they think you're thinking of them, than it is based on efficiency. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy. I'll have you know I've mastered the way of procrastinating in a manner to get things done. You just have 4 different tasks open with some music playing in the background, and then you procrastinate one task by switching to another task. You do that for 5 minutes, switch to the next task. You do that for 5 minutes, switch to the next task. You do that for 5 minutes, switch to the next task. You take a 5-minute nap, and you do that over and over again, all while music plays in the background and you're grinding gacha games on your phone. That is the ideal workflow, IMO. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take for them to feel disappointed in you. I don't think so. I think I like to delude myself, and that when someone praises me, I like to think that they will always praise me. Maybe that's delusional. Maybe that's schizophrenic behavior. Maybe that's the behavior of a person who is so narcissistic and self-centered and crazy. But you know what? It helps me sleep at night. Yes, give this to me. Give this to me. No social interaction. Destroy social interaction. We should isolate everyone. We should put everyone in their own cubicles. They shouldn't see another human face for 10 years at least. Abstract philosophical. Disagree. Abstract philosophical questions are the most fun. Like what's a sandwich, right? How would you define a sandwich? That's a intense philosophical question that eludes debate, because people don't want to debate me. They don't want to know how right I am. A sandwich is anything. Anything can be a sandwich, right? How can anything not be a sandwich? How are you going to define a sandwich? Is a taco a sandwich? Is a burrito a sandwich? It's got the carbs. I heard one of my friends say he subscribes to like the carbohydrate plane theory of sandwiches, where it's if you have 3 flat planes, you're a taco, or 3 planes of carbohydrates, you're a taco. If you have 2 planes, you're a sandwich. If you have 4 planes, if you're just completely folded over, you're a burrito. I don't remember the rest of it because I thought that was a dumb argument. I think it's easy to just classify everything as a sandwich and then say what's not a sandwich, than to instead say everything is not a sandwich and then classify what is a sandwich. That seems to be the better way to describe sandwiches to me. Because if we say everything's a sandwich, then we get funny implications. Like, isn't the Earth just a water sandwich, really? You know? If you think about it, we got water on the top, water on the... Or is it an ice sandwich? We got water on the top, water on the bottom. We got water, we got ice on the top, ice on the bottom. We have water, earth, crust, continent, Dinosaur bones, oil, magma in between. That's an Earth sandwich, no? The South Pole and the North Pole, they sandwich the Earth. I like quiet. I feel... You see, this is a weird question, because, like, personally, I like quiet places, right? But I mean, like, quiet private places. I don't want my space infected with noise. But if I'm talking about, like, where I live or whatever, shit like that, I'm like, yeah, I'd be down to live in a big city. You're more drawn to... slight disagree. Yeah, I'm pretty impulsive. This is, again, appeal to my emotions. It feels right, we'll just do it. I'll do hard agree. I'll commit to it. You often feel overwhelmed. I don't feel overwhelmed. I just feel like there's not enough time in the day, right? It's like, I wake up, I do my stuff, I come back, the entire day is gone. I think, I'm just suggesting, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I think a day should be 30 hours, right? We keep all the other schedules the same. A day should be 30 hours. That way, I can just like stay awake for 20 hours, still get 10 hours of sleep, like do whatever I want in my 20 hours, 10 hours of sleep, and then I'm fresh for the next day. I feel fine. Like I can do that. That sounds good to me. 24 hours a day, like who decided 24 hours in a day? That's kind of terrible, no? That's a bad system. 24 is not a good number. Ooh, new stream idea. Number tier list from 0 to 100. From 0 to 1000. Our triple digit numbers can be cool, right? But there should be 30 hours in a day. There should be 32 hours in a day. 32 because it's 2 to the 5th power, right? And it seems nice. 32 is a good number. I feel it in my bones, deep in my number bones. You often feel it, but I don't want to say I feel overwhelmed. I just feel like there's not enough time sometimes. Maybe that is a sign of being overwhelmed. I don't know. You often feel... Wait, I don't often or I do often? I wouldn't say I often feel overwhelmed. I feel like most things I can... If they're in my control, why should I worry about them? You know, that age-old calming yourself medication stuff. If you can control it, why worry about it? If you can't control it, why worry about it? You know? Maybe I'm just crazy. Let's see. Next question. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. They asked me to do a math problem? They asked me to do a math problem? Well, when you do a math problem, you shouldn't skip steps. What is this? I think generally, yes. If I'm building IKEA furniture, doing math, doing whatever else. Generally, good idea not to skip steps. I think, right? What other steps are there? Because, like, anything I'm following instructions for are things that you should, or if you don't follow the instructions, just build it the wrong way. It's like, why would I want to spend all my time and build it the wrong way, right? Like, why would I want to spend 7 hours putting together my IKEA furniture just to have it all collapse on me because I forgot a screw or I skipped a step? Oh, with creative solutions rather than follow concrete steps? Yeah, I enjoy creative solutions. But again, where are they? How much problem solving do these questions expect of the average person? Right? Am I crazy? Are more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning. I like to think I balance it. I like to think I keep a good balance. You struggle with deadlines? Absolutely. Procrastination gang. You feel confident things will work out for you? Hopefully. Well, let's see the results. Wow. I got the result I expected to get. Let's read I don't think I've ever actually read the full description, though. Poetic, kind, and altruistic. Poetic, kind, and altruistic. The website's complimenting me. Eager to help a good cause? Hell yeah, I am. Introverted versus extroverted? 88%. That's like a B+ in introversion. I'll take it. Ooh, I have an A- in intuition. So what is that? So that's the I and the N part, right? What's the T or F? I'm more intuitive than observant. Imaginative, open-minded, curious. Feeling. I feel things. I have a D in feeling. That sounds kind of strange. Place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. Yeah. And then this is the INFP. This is the prospecting versus judging. Improvising and adapting to opportunities. They tend to be nonconformist. Ah, yes. Assertive. Wow. I'm self-assured and even-tempered and resistant to stress. This is the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. This website is truly full of praise. No? Interesting. Next personality test. What's the next one? 14 online. That's a lot. Why? What is this? What's the best job for you? 16 personalities. Let's see. Niger, which measures not 16. How are there so many personality tests? The Mensa IQ test, really? I feel like these are kind of... Let's see. I don't know. Let's look at this. What is this? Truity? Enneagram? I did that one. That was the one we just did. That was this thingy. Love styles, disc, career test. Let's look at the career test. Why not? Open that in a new tab. By the end of the stream, I'm going to have 20 trillion tabs open. There's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do about it. Do I inspect a roof for leaks? Do I enjoy doing that? No. Use precision machines to build custom metal parts. Is this really a personality test? Fuck it, we've all. Wait, what is this? It's not powerful Holland and Big 5 systems. For adults and students ages 16 and up. Analyze the structure of molecules. I hated chemistry. Build custom. I like playing with power tools. Playing with power tools is fun. I've done it a few times. Scientific experiments. What's a scientific experiment? I don't hate it. I mean, if you mean like science labs, like back in school, I don't hate it. Design a magazine cover. I have zero artistic ability. Paint a portrait? Sure. I'm terrible at art though. Teach social skills to disabled children? Nah. Teach adults to read? Sure. I would teach adults to read. Coordinate a business conference? Nah. Nah. Install a hardwood floor? Nah. This is just like asking me what I like to do. I don't think. What do you think of these things? This is. Oh, we'll see it through. Research the properties of nuclear energy. Nah. Research new medicine. I would not want to be a doctor. Design a greeting card? Nah. Illustrate? Nah. I was one of. Nah. Tutor a child? No. Negotiate business partnerships? No. Persuade others to my point of view? Nah. Use spreadsheets to organize financial data. Well, I don't have the personality of an accountant, though. That's for sure. I probably also don't have the personality of like a lawyer. Install an alarm system? No. Install kitchen cabinets? Dislike. I feel like this is just like, what job do you want? And then do you want it or not want it? And on a spectrum from 0 to 5. Look at cells through a microscope? Not the worst. Write a poem? Write a script for a TV show? Nah. Recover? Nah. Counsel? No. Hire and fire employees? That sounds too stressful. Close an important business deal? Closing an important business deal? If I can then quit and retire, sure. But other than that, then doing that on a regular basis sounds annoying. No? Check tax returns for errors. Really? Calculate the cost of an insurance claim. Fuck it. I'll prefer building a stone wall. That sounds fun. That speaks to this young person inside of me that likes to play with rocks and Legos. Operate a bulldozer? Nah. Analyze soils. What? Look at soil under a microscope? Get at it down. Study a fault line to predict earthquakes. Study a fault line to predict earthquakes. Study a fault line to predict earthquakes. Nah. Design a build? Nah. Edit a movie? Nah. Play a No. Plan activities for elder? No. Do I want to lead a team? Not really. Do I want to start a new business? Not really. Calculate the cost of a construction project. All right. This test is not conducive to interesting results. It's gonna be like, you should be a stonemason because you answered you really wanted to build a stone wall. Like that's not conducive to anything interesting. We'll try the Enneagram one. I strive for perfection. Honestly, not really. I think it's important to just get something out there as opposed to getting it perfect. You can work on perfection, and it's when you get perfect at getting things out there. My opinion. Let's see. I work hard to be helpful to others. I would like to be helpful to others. I think that's a valuable quality to have. I think it's important. It's important to me that other people like me. I would prefer to be liked rather than disliked. It's important for me to achieve great things. Not really. I don't think that's true. I think that's more accurate. I make more significant contributions than the average person. Do we mean like in terms of what you do? I guess I do make more significant contributions, you know? I stream the internet. This is the most important job for humanity, streaming on the internet. As everyone knows, people, Twitch streamers, VTubers, I provide a high amount of happiness for people on the internet by just being here and being whatever you want to call it. I think I do make significant contributions. Also, I teach math. Very important. I feel my emotions very deeply. I feel them, I guess. I have a sense that other people will never... No, you don't get it, Mom. It's not a phase. I really am, emo. I never actually have one of those things. one of those, not a... I never have one of those that's not a phases, you know? I've been pretty authentically myself, or a version that was pretty authentically myself my entire time. I don't think, but then again, maybe I'm a simple person. I like the funny comedies. I like the good arts. I like the good foods. You understand that I enjoy good things. You understand me perfectly well. Are you ever gonna understand my deep personal thoughts and feelings? My leftover teenage angst and emotions. Probably not. Is it even possible for someone to just like completely understand someone else? Is it? That just seems like wishful thinking. That seems like a bit of romanticism. I don't want to sound like a cynic or a depressing person, but it seems a little far-fetched, like the Pokemon, you know? I'll answer accurate. I think deeply about things. Yeah. I think very deeply about what I should eat for lunch. Do I want to train? I think deeply about like... What do I even think deeply about? What do I do? What am I thinking deeply? I'm thinking deeply about how to answer this question. Because I like to think I think deeply. I like to think that a lot of my decisions are considered decently well, but the truth is, are they really? Like, what constitutes deep thinking? How can you tell if you're thinking deeply about something? There are people who think that they think deeply, but really they just think very, very quickly and they make their judgment. Am I one of those people, or do I think a bit deeper than most people? I'll lower it down. I think maybe I'll lower it down a little bit. Am I deep thinking too much? Am I thinking deeply about this question? I'm prepared for any disaster. I think if a hurricane were to come and hit me, I would die. It is important for me to avoid pain and suffering at all times. Nah. I would prefer to, but like pain is inevitable, right? Pain is inevitable. It's one of those things that it comes to, you're just gonna have to deal with it. I seek out experiences I know will make me feel happy or excited. Generally, yes, I think I do. I think most people try to do things that they like. And seek out. That makes it seem like it's an active, like, looking online to do things, where it's more like I'm very much one of those people that just kind of sits inside. I enjoy my quiet contentment. I see the positive in every situation. Yeah, I think so. Oh, wait until you hear. Maybe I can tell the story of my absolute worst travel story. It happened a few months ago. It's coming back from a wedding. I'll tell it later. It was chaotic. It was fun. It was interesting. I have a good story now, at least. And I got to tell the tale of how I had to utilize every form of transportation to make my way back home from the depths of hell known as misery. I'm not afraid to tell someone I think they are wrong. This kind of depends on who, though, right? If my friend says something dumb, I feel pretty safe in just calling them out on their dumbassery. But if, let's see, if they're like some random person I don't know and it's also not something I'm super confident in, yeah, just like who am I talking to? What are they wrong about, right? Because if they're wrong about something that I feel like I have a decent knowledge base about, then yeah, I'll be like, hey, I'm not sure if you know this, but it's actually this. I don't want to be I'm an actually guy, but it's like, yeah, actually, you're wrong, but right? But if it's my friend, I'll correct them about anything just to be facetious and annoying. I'm not afraid to tell anyone when I think they are wrong. I think this is a neutral question. One of the ones I'm gonna have to answer neutral. I let other people make decisions, very accurate. When people make plans, I was like, this is where I'm busy. Make your plans about me. I won't go, or I won't do anything, or I will do anything. I don't care. That's the trade-off, though, right? I let other people make plans, but I'm also like pretty agreeable to most suggestions for stuff. I appreciate having rules that people are expected to follow. Yeah. I think if you're making rules, then you expect people to follow them. I would appreciate. Yeah. I think that's just like, hey, be somewhat nice, and don't be annoying, I guess, or don't be rude, I suppose. But that's more like just like social conduct. Security more than anything else? Nah, not really. I'm pretty secure. I sometimes think about the future. I'm not one of those people that's like shackled to it, that spends every waking moment dreading the next coming seconds. Not one of those people. Oh, I'm not like the other VTubers. I'm not like the other boys. I'm dealing with ordinary people. Yeah, I'm too cool for school. You're goddamn right I don't fit in with ordinary people. I'm too cool to. I'm the coolest person in a crowd of 1 trillion. I'm the best. I would say I stand out, but not because I'm like cool or anything. Just because like, we'll say because I'm cool, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot, you know. Rarely a good reason for changing how things are done. That's false. There's always a good reason to change. I always finish my chores. Folding laundry is the bane of my existence. I think I would rather, roll a boulder up a hill 10 trillion times than fold laundry, to be quite honest. The literal bane of my existence. I'm always trying to be a better person. I think that's true. I would like to think that, and more often than not, I'm a decent human, no? But again, most people do think that. Maybe I'm a shitty person. I always check carefully for mistakes and errors. I can be pretty lax with my work, honestly. Not that it's really affected anyone else other than myself, but I do try to be careful with stuff. But not too careful, right? I don't want to sacrifice speed or anality for rigor, or that's not rigorous though. Checking mistakes for there's for sure a word for being a stickler for stuff. I like to be around people who I can help. I'm down to help people I'm around. I feel like this is more the other way. I'm down to help people who I'm around, but I don't always want to be around someone that I have to help, because then it's just like, oh, I'm just here to help you. Like, what's the point? But I don't know. I say that and I answer like this. Who knows? This is my instinctual response, and maybe my instinctual response reveals more about me as a person than my actual thought-out clever response. Not even clever, just my thought-out analytical response. I like to feel that I'm the most important person in my social groups. Nah, I'm down to not be. Nah, I don't really care about success. I would like to be alive, capable of, what is this? Successful? This is also depends on what, I'm assuming here they mean just like rich, financial success, right? Some type of prestige or status. I don't really care too much about that. I belong to and not function well without me. No, I think they'd function fine without me. I'm not overwhelmed. I've always been different. I'm not like the other boys. I play with Mega Blocks and like Digimon and not Pokemon. I've been pretty normal, I suppose. I sure haven't always, but I also haven't never felt this way, you know? I like to analyze things from every angle. I'd like to try to consider different angles. I think that's kind of what I'm doing right now, just like talking and talking. Even if my words don't make sense, they make sense in my head. right? At least that makes sense in my head, I think, maybe, hopefully. Maybe? I always have a plan for what I would do if things go wrong. That is very false. Very false. I feel like winging it... I mean, I guess I do have a plan. The plan is just wing it, you know? I avoid situations that bring up negative feelings. Generally, if I think I'm gonna have a bad time somewhere, or if I think I'm gonna feel shitty being somewhere, I'll try to avoid it, yeah? I seek excitement. I don't seek it, but I'm for sure not adverse to it. Like, I'm not gonna go outside and be an adrenaline junkie. But yeah, I like my roller coasters. I'm a grown man. I think I'm allowed to say I enjoy roller coasters. I'm good at sensing the bright side of things when others complain. Yeah, I like to think I'm one of the people who sing Monty Python songs, you know, always look on the right side of life. I do not hesitate to call people out when they're behaving badly. I think that's true. I think if you're being shitty, I'll say, hey, you're being shitty. You know? So I've realized I've had this speaking pattern where I'll say something and say, you know, to end the sentence. I don't know why. I'm going to try to stop that. I'm going to try to be more concise. Oh, God, I did. I resist the urge to say, you know, at the end of that. I go along with what other people want. Yeah, like I said, I don't like making plans. The cost, my pay, my, what is it called? The cost of me not liking to make plans is I'm willing to do whatever other people want to do. They want to go this place instead of that place, sure, why not? I'm not making the plans. You figure out the what we're gonna do. I'll just go along with it. People should follow the rules instead of doing what they feel like doing. Rules are important, but also so is doing what you feel like doing sometimes. I actually got relationships that offer me some type of protection. Not really, I don't seek out any, really. I just kind of sit and do nothing. I can clearly visualize what could happen in the future. Yes, I see it now. The lottery numbers, they appear on the screen. They're exactly what's on my ticket. I'm the winner of the biggest jackpot in lottery history. I become rich beyond compare. I become extremely wealthy and exorbitant, luxurious wealth. I never have to work again. I can eat whatever I want off the McDonald's value menu for the rest of my life with my lotto winnings. That was a joke in case you couldn't tell. I cannot visualize many things. Average people often find me a bit weird. This might be true if I interacted with average people. I don't think I do. I think anyone who, by interacting with me in any capacity, you're automatically either above average or slightly strange. So, neutral. I like to do things as I've always done them. This is contextual. I don't mind switching some stuff around, but it's like if you drive to the same place all the time. I don't want to take a new route when the old route works fine and it's like I'm familiar with it. But at the same time, it's like, if I've done like the same workout a trillion times, maybe I'll switch some stuff around, switch the order, switch exactly what I'm doing. Disagree slightly. How many questions? There's 6 pages of these. Wow. I persist until a task is done. False. I persist until a task is close enough to done. I spend time trying to discover and correct my faults and weaknesses. This is accurate. This is something I've always done. Not necessarily with academic stuff, but just like my hobbies. If I'm bad at something, I'll look at what I did incorrectly. Like I had a board game phase where I was playing like Go, the Asian board game, and I would just review my games for myself, look at where, use the AI, see like what moves were bad, why were they bad. And then I also did a sport. I would watch myself do my sport and try to correct myself. So I do spend time to discover and correct my faults and weaknesses. And even now, when I'm doing the streaming stuff, sometimes I'll go back to my VODs and look at them, just scroll through, see where there's dead air that I could have spent talking, see if my delivery of some of my punchlines was good or not. I'm working on it. It'll slowly get better, I hope. I hold myself to very high standards. I hold myself to standards, and then I would like to try to improve them. I think that would be more accurate. I don't think I necessarily hold myself to turbo high standards. I think for a lot of the things, it's just like I want to finish something, or I want to get it out there, right? For example, this whole streaming thing, instead of just being like, I want to be the greatest from bad, this has to look super professional. It's like, I want to actually put the stream on and be able to provide some entertainment value throughout it. And that's the standard. And then from there, work your way up. So you start low standard, and then you use the progressive overload method, just like in training in the gym, and you slowly build up to making your standards higher and higher. I'm a natural caretaker. Sometimes not. I want people to admire me. I don't want to say this is something I truly desire. It's not like something that's super want, right? It's more like, it would be nice if people did. I don't think I do anything admirable, but I wouldn't be opposed to hearing people admire me. But again, it's not like I care super much about it, but it's just a nice add-on. I want to achieve a lot in my life? Nah. I want to live, eat good food, take good naps, take a good poop every now and then. Is that too much to ask for? I just want to eat good food and take a good poop every now and then. I think that's the most you can ask from anyone, no? I think there's nothing that feels quite as good as taking a nice bowel movement after a good nap, drinking a nice cup of coffee in the morning, waking up, going to the gym, getting a good workout in. That feels great. The small things, the things you don't think about too much, the things that matter the most, I would say. I also realized when I talk, I have this, or at least on stream, I have this weird cadence where I'll say something like this, and I'll pause for a bit, and I'll talk a bit, and I'll stress some other word, and I'll pause a little bit. It's just some things I'm picking up on my speaking pattern, because I don't normally talk like this, This is just kind of I don't want to say I'm putting on an accent or putting on a certain type of performance, but it's just something I realize. I think it's because my brain functions differently when I'm on as opposed to off, Fuck, I said again. All right, counter 2. If I'm honest, I feel that I am a bit better than other people. A little bit. I know I did the whole bit about how honesty is sometimes overrated and not the most effective tool, but hey, if you're honest, you can hold that above. It's like, hey, I may be a piece of shit. I may have done some terrible things, but at least I was honest. But that sounds like cope, really. I'm honest, I feel. Sometimes it's better to tell white lies. I feel a deep sense of grief for what I have lost. Do I? What have I lost? I think I lost my copy of Pokemon Sapphire. I'm actually kind of depressed about that. I had that copy of that game for like, when did that game release? Let me look that up actually. Release 2002. 2002 was 22 years ago. Good lord. Time keeps on slipping to the future. This is why we need to enforce 32-hour days. That way, that wouldn't have been 22 years ago. It only would have been like 20. I think sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. I'm an unusual sort of person. I think this is pretty safe to agree upon. I don't think if you're a regular person, you are me. I don't think you get into doing stuff online, being terminally online like I've been for most of my life. More deeply than most people do. This is subject dependent. I know for a fact I have more knowledge in what I have a degree in than most people, but I don't think I think more deeply than it. Maybe I do, I suppose. I guess I kind of had to, but for most other things, maybe. Actually, there was a period of my time when I was really into theory crafting stuff for League of Legends, but overall, maybe, slight degree. Slight degree, I think is best. It is important to me to be prepared for any emergency. Not really. I distract myself from any sad feelings that arise. No, I don't. When I'm feeling sad, I got the sad music on, I got the sad boy playlist on, and I just like lay in bed. I've made change in my life when things are boring. Not really. Do I? What changes have I made? When have I felt life be boring? maybe not boring, but life's been like life. It just kind of happens. Oh. I wouldn't necessarily say that this is me making changes. I would say inaccurate. I tend to be more optimistic. I think so. I tell people what I think, even if it is hard to hear. This continues this trend of honesty thing. But again, I don't really know. I don't have a good analysis read on this because I don't really have to do this that often, I suppose. Yeah, I think I do tell. Most of the things are pretty small, I think, for the most part. I'd rather follow the group than push for what I want. I would rather follow the group than push for what I want. That's false. Even though I do say that I don't really make plans I let other people do. If there is actually something that I really want to do, I will suggest it and I will push for it. I feel most comfortable in organizations with a clear hierarchy. I haven't really... I mean, maybe. Because it's like... if you have a clear hierarchy, you know who's above you, you know who has to be given certain respect simply because of their position, right? You know who you should be getting respect from. In this case, it makes social interaction slightly more easier. It's like, and you can understand why people are maybe more rude to you. It makes lines being drawn, makes the lines easier to see. I think this is true. Myself, mine. Generally, yeah. I make plans for... Oh, no, I don't. I'm an unusual, unique person. I'm quirky. Hi, my name's Boxy XD Rar Woo Nuzzles. Kill me now. But again, this has to be somewhat true. I am an unusually unique person. Maybe not unusually unique. Maybe usually unique. Maybe unusually unique. We'll go with the quirky answer. I'm feeling my inner quirkiness today. I dislike trying new methods or procedures. I don't dislike. I focus on my responsibilities and duties. Sometimes. I read books that help me be more productive or better at what I do. Inaccurate. I read books because I enjoy reading. I read fantasy. I read more fantasy. I occasionally read science fiction. I'm really enjoying Discworld. I like my King Arthur legends, hence my lore. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do things right. Not really. I would say neutral here. I think doing things right is important, but I don't want to say I pressure myself more than I've seen other people pressure themselves to do things right. I would say I pressure myself decent enough to do things good enough. Maybe not right, but good enough. Let's see. I take the initiative to help other people and make their lives easier. I would like to think I do. I would like to think that I'm that person that helps the old ladies cross. Make good impression on other people. I think I try. I think I try to at least seem human and like not hate them at first meeting. I set ambitious goals. Not really. I'm an important member of my social groups. I think if you, in your friend groups, everyone's important, but I'm the most important. Yeah. Perhaps I am an important member of my social groups. Yeah. Neutral. I want to say disagree. I want to say hard agree. In a lot of depth and detail. Not really. I don't think I'm very good at this. Feel like an outsider? Not really. Maybe. Do I? Most of the groups that I'm around are just my friend groups I've had for a while, where I'm for sure not an outsider, right? Everywhere else I go, it's just like, whatever. I'm part of... I have something to do. I have a purpose to be there for whatever reason. So it doesn't really feel like I am. Maybe this will change with time as I expand more into other territories. Who knows, though? Not me. I find my mind to be a very interesting place. I think I think strangely. I think so. I think my analogies, my metaphors, my wit is unparalleled, is unmatched. Among heaven and earth, I am the wittiest one. I am always aware of what can go wrong in a situation. Am I always aware of what can go in a wrong situation? I feel like I can account for most things. Was this like the joke where you're like picturing yourself in a fight type of thing? What can go wrong at any moment? At some point, isn't this just anxiety if you do this too much? I would say neutral. I feel like I'm aware of the more likely outcomes, but I'm not like stressing about it. It's not like I'm neurotic about it, right? I have many ways of avoiding situations that get me down. Have I had to encounter? I mean, I only have many ways. Just like, hey, don't interact with it, or just hey, do something else. Like, there's nothing that's gonna make me feel so terrible that I have to avoid it, or there's nothing that's like gonna make me feel so terrible that I'm not going to avoid it, right? If I have to eventually confront it, then I will. If I don't, then why do I have to go through with it in the first place? Right? I would say neutral. I'm always up for a new adventure. Yeah, sure. I used to have a friend back in college. He just like randomly asked me, "Hey, you want to go look at that? You want to go explore that abandoned laboratory?" And every time I told him no. So why did I tell that story and then answer yes here? Because I interpret this to be more like, "Hey, you want to go to a new restaurant?" That's how I interpret that question, as opposed to the, "Hey, you want to go on a cross-country boy band road trip like in Final Fantasy 15?" That's not how I'm interpreting that question. That's why I answered the way that I did. I believe that things will usually work out for the best. Yeah, I hope so. I think that's true. I stand up for what I believe in, even if it upsets other people. Yeah, I think I do. I think I do. Are there any concrete examples lately? No. Again, a lot of these hypotheticals are not really things I have experience with. There's just things that, like, I believe, I would like to believe that I would act as a person who stands up for what they believes in, regardless. Right? I'd let other people take the lead. True. I dislike people who disrupt things by breaking the rules. Sometimes. Not really. Neutral. People who can help me stay safe and secure. Are we talking about board games? Are we talking about like risk alliances? Is that what that means? We're talking about like, hey, if you don't attack me, I won't attack you. We're talking about playing some Commander Magic the Gathering. If hey, I need you to counter this one spell so I don't die next turn. Is this what that means? I make alliances with people. Who uses the word alliances in common parlance to talk about friendships in the year of our Lord 2024? This isn't medieval times. I'm not marrying up my daughter to secure an alliance with Germany or anything. Like, what? I would say disagree. I just kind of vibe, you know? I said you know again. I have to stop saying you know? I am often looking ahead toward what is coming next. What is coming next? What? What's coming next? Oh, this is like I plan for the future. Okay, no, I don't. I have different interests. Maybe, but like my interests are pretty similar to a lot of other people. I like games. I like good food. I like sleeping. Like, these are more common than before, but I suppose not entirely normal yet. So I would say somewhat accurate. The traditional way of doing things is the best. Cue the music from Fiddler on the Roof tradition. Not really. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm a responsible and reliable person. Sometimes. I hope, maybe. I have a lot of plans where I can improve myself. Yeah, I think I have things I can work on, as usual. That car outside. I make sure that even small details are correct. If any potential employers are watching this and they want to steal me from my current job, yes, I'm a detail-oriented, critical thinker with 17 years of experience in the field that you're looking for. Please give me $10 trillion a day, and I'll do whatever job you want me to. Yeah, small details are good, but I don't think I'm the most meticulous person generally. I think my work can be kind of sloppy sometimes. I enjoy sure. I want to be a person, yes. I think it'd be nice to be able to display qualities that are desired, that are virtuous. That sounds so stiff, so formal. Yeah, I think it'd be good to be a good person, generally. I would like to think that people look up to good people, right? I push myself to succeed. I used to in certain whatever. I make important I do. Math is a very important contribution. I rarely have strong emotions. Nah. I'm pretty mellow. I feel like I never truly belong in social groups. I would hard disagree here. I feel like I belong in the places where I am, and that I'm able to find some niche for myself. How the world works. I do enjoy knowledge, but I don't want to learn it as much as I can. That's too much. You know how many things there are to know? There's at least 2 things to know. There's the things that you know, and you have to know the things you know, and then you have to know the things you don't know too. That's at least 2 different things. How many things are there to know? There's too many things. 2's a big number. It's bigger than 1. 1's bigger than 0, but there's 2 things I have to know, though. Things I know and the things I don't know. How can I know them all? How can I know all the things? Yeah. Yeah, anyways, but I would like to know things. Knowing things is generally good. I think I like knowing things. Sometimes my knowledge is a little bit cursed. Did you know that ducks have corkscrew penises? That's a cursed fact for you today. Well, you can do it. You can look up on your computer right now. Look up duck penises. They're going to be corkscrew. You're welcome for that knowledge. It also means that duck vaginas are also corkscrew. You're welcome. Here, free knowledge for you. It is important for me to understand what can go wrong in a situation. Not really. I live by the phrase. I'm not sure if you heard it before. Fuck it, we ball. I don't think you consider every possible outcome before you ball. You just kind of ball. No. I take steps to ensure I don't feel sad or lonely. I would like to think I try to avoid being sad or lonely. I don't really feel alone. I have the voices in my head. I have my imaginary friends. I have the YouTube algorithm to keep me company when I'm lonely. I think I take steps to avoid this. Trying new things, yeah, I would agree. I think variety is the spice of life. I'm an upbeat person. Not really. I'm pretty mellow. Am I lively at times? Sure, but everyone's lively at times, no? But I don't think, I think generally I'm pretty, I don't want to say depressed. Depressed is for sure the wrong word. I think it's just a general feeling of mellowness, of, what's it called? Mellow. I'm chill. Hello there, hello. I'm doing my second personality test. We took, what is this? This one, the 16 personalities. Got the one I always get. Are you an actual fisherman? Am I an actual fisherman? Who knows? Waiting for someone to come get the Holy Grail. Fishing in the meantime. Why else? Who else would wear a Hawaiian shirt other than a fisherman? You thought, what was AI? Thought I was AI? Shame on you. I'm a real person with feelings and emotions. Still have my Excuse you. Are you? I don't know. Maybe I am. It's like those scenes in the movies about human sentience. Are you a human or are you a computer? And then they have to decide for themselves. And it's like, what does it mean to be human? You're making me think this is like a Christopher Nolan movie or something. Look, I'm just saying, I can pass CAPTCHAs, alright? I'm a human. For sure. For real. I'm usually the one who to take a stand when others won't. Not really. I don't think so. Your English is Englishing very well, so I would hope my English is Englishing very well. It's the only language I speak. Also, I'm a human, goddammit. Are there actually a ton of AI? I don't really browse too much. Are there actually a ton of AI people who are just like pretending? Other people have stronger opinions than I do. That's probably true. I feel like my opinions are held well and held firmly, but not held too strongly. Everyone has a role to play in society and a duty to do their best. Everyone has a role to play in society. Does everyone have a real AI VTuber? Who else would be an? I only know the one famous AI VTuber, the Neuro, and but that's more like I actually never watched any of their stuff though. Role to play in society and a duty to do their best. I think you should try to do your best at whatever it is. I think that's a positive quality to have. I'm concerned with protecting what I have. Well, what do I have? I have a computer. Protecting what I have. I think for the most part, if I could give up my computer and save 10 lives, I think that's fine. That's what that question means, right? Protecting what I have. I mean, I don't want people to steal from me, but I'm not like super concerned with the security of my possessions. I have a good sense of what my future holds. This is as I have established previously, I am bad at predicting the future. I am the anti-Nostradamus. I am the anti... Who else is a famous future predictor? Wait. There's Nostradamus. He's the famous prophet. There's... Oh wait, let me answer this question. Is there another famous prophet I'm forgetting? I mean, Merlin has powers of prophecy, right? I am an average person with ordinary likes and dislikes. Yes, I am a real person. I am not a computer. This is very true. I try new ways of doing things just to see if they will work. Again, this is contextual and based on what I'm doing, right? Like, I'm pretty confident in the roads that I take to drive. The roads that I drive, and the take road drive path stuff. I'm pretty confident in getting to where I need to go with the roads that I know. And if you were AI ATP, what does ATP mean? If I at the present? Well, if you think about it, like, isn't my brain AI? It's artificial. It's somewhat intelligent, but it's like fake in a sense. Is this just you testing me at this point? See, never doubt my human capabilities. I have a soul, goddammit. I have feelings. I can cry. I have a heart to love and a brain to reason with. Sometimes. I'm neutral here. I have a great deal of willpower. I have a great deal of selective willpower. Selective willpower, right? Again, if this is something, either AI or a very old millennial. Why? Maybe I'm just not caught up on the slang, alright? Maybe I'm just not permanently reading the slang dictionary. I know what you youngsters say about Ohio and the skivvy toilet and the Riz. I'm aware of some parts of society, of modern culture. I know what you youngins mean. I know, youngster. I stand at the interstice of generations, in the space of liminality between old and young where all roads meet. That sounded pretty cool, no? I have a great deal of willpower, sometimes. Self-improvement is a major interest of mine. I would like to improve myself. Youngster. Just because I know what certain slang words mean doesn't mean I'm a youngster. It just means that I've heard them before and I look up what they mean. Too much classy English. I'm an educated man. I'm an AI, an authentic intelligence. I have a PhD in comedy from Clown College University, I'll have you know. I did my postdoc research with Ronald McDonald, where we discussed the ethics of comedic warfare. Self-improvement is a major interest of mine. I'll have you know. You don't have to use classy English to sound sophisticated. I can use sophistication to sound vulgar as well. Self-improvement is a major, sure, why not? In what month were you born? I don't know. No answer? No answer. I'm an American, a North American. I'm 65 trillion years old. I'm a dude. My Enneagram type. Analyzing your core fears. Comprehension English. What do you mean comprehend? Are you saying I have a soothing voice? This is a pen. The FitnessGram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test. I can speak in slang if I want to, I just choose not to. What is this? What am I looking at here? Oh, you sound just like what? The FitnessGram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test designed to strengthen blah, 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 blah. I'll have you know I have a wide variety of slang at my disposal. Oh no, middle school flashbacks? Where's my report? Where's my report? What does this mean? How do I unlock this? God damn it, I'm not giving this... What even is the fitness gram pacer test? Script. I hope you're ready. The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly, but why is this written in Comic Sans? Why is this at a .edu HTML link? Why is there a happy Hanukkah? I have so many questions about this site design. Why is the Fitness Gram Pacer test in this hot magenta set that's at Comic Sans? Why is there missing the underline here? What's with the TM?
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic. Seriously though, I can't believe I actually just spent like 30 minutes answering all the questions on this test, and they want me to give my credit card, my number, my social security number, and my like the 17 digits on my credit card. I feel so scammed, actually. The graphic below shows you, but what? This is the worst. What do these mean? I'm looking this up. I'm not getting scammed. The Enneagram test categories. What? Want me to give you some more middle school flashbacks? Let me think. What else was a very popular middle school thing? The Fitness Gram. Did anyone actually ever take the Fitness Gram Pacer test? I don't think I ever did. What does this mean? What is this? Enneagram? The Peacemaker, the Challenger. That's my league rank, JK. The Enthusiast, the Loyalist, the Investigator, the Individualist, the Achiever, the Helper, the Reformer. It's really nice that they show me the different pie charts, but nothing about what they mean. You're right, I don't think you went to a middle school in the 1600s, so that's probably true. What do they teach in middle school nowadays? I'm assuming they teach math, right? Let's look at some algebra problems. Algebra. Algebra is the branch of mathematics that studies algebraic structures and the manipulation of statements within those structures, and the generalization of arithmetic. Whatever. The quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. There. I hope I triggered your middle school trauma. I hope this is for accusing me for being artificial intelligence. I'm authentic intelligence. Thank you very much. I need more personality tests. What's the point of doing a personality test boss rush if I don't take more personality tests? BuzzFeed. Not even old trauma? Bruh, what? What, you taking algebra now? Still gotta do math at university? Of course you do, math is important. All right, what are you doing? Calculus, the limit definition of a derivative, shit like that, or a more personality test. Psychology today. I did the MBTI. I did the Muse. Is this the same? You gotta go study. Math is important. The Rice Purity one? Nah, those are degens for heathens who don't wait for marriage. I could do it. I don't feel like it though. Maybe one day I will. Today is the what's it called? So this is the one we just took. You wait for marriage, damn buddy. I'm a classy gentleman. My best wishes. I'm kidding. High 5 strength test. What is this? Measures your for $30. Why are they charging $30 for $30? I have your best wishes for your eternal soul when you get sent to hell for holding hands with some random dude on the bus for whatever. I'll be praying for your eternal soul. Joking, by the way. Mensa IQ tests. Scams. These are all scams. Free. Wait. This says free. Are they gonna scam me here? I become defensive when criticized? I don't think I do. I'd like to think I'm a very coachable person. I take my criticisms well. Oh wait, I answered that wrong. Wait, I meant to do something else. Hold on. I become defensive. Disagree. There we are. I can stay calm under pressure. Yeah, of course I can. I handle setbacks effectively. The Korean ones. The K-pop ones? Which Korean test? Look, man, I don't know my Hangul very well. Korean personality test or like K-pop personality test? What are you talking about? I'm always open to suggestions. No, K-pop. No, as in no K-pop, or no as in the K-pop ones? English is hard. Maybe I should become an AI so I can actually parse English properly. I handle setbacks effectively? Sure. Like, what's on a Quran? Is it on a Korean page or a Quran page? Are we doing, is this Arabic or Korean, dude? I'm challenging your brain's processing speed. When you watch my streams, you become educated as well as entertained. This is the future. This is educationment. Entercationment. You talking about the personality test on Korean on Naver? I manage anxiety, stress, anger, and fear in pursuit of a goal. I think I do. I utilize criticism in other people. Of course I do. That's just called being coachable. I am positive. Am I? Am I positive? Am I negative? Am I neutral? K, testone, capital. Color, nothing. Alright, if I click on this link and this deletes System32 from my computer and gives my computer like the computerized version of whatever it's called. Let's see, copy. I click on this link, man, and it steals my IP address. You think I'm smart enough to do such a thing? That's what a scammer would say, my friend. Let's see what this website looks like first. All right, cool. So it's already in Korean. Gotcha. Look, I'm just saying, only a real scammer would deny being a scammer. Everyone else, they'd be like, yes, I am not a scammer. Oh, wait. Personal color test. All right, well, this will be the next one in the queue. We'll finish this one. We'll go into this one. This is the one that tried to scam me. This is the one that did scam me. This is the one where I tried to not get scammed. This is where I try to figure out how to not get scammed. All right, tabs are closed. I'm positive. Sure. I maintain a sense of humor. Yeah, I do have a PhD in comedy from Clown College. I think I try to be pretty objective. I think the thing with these tests is they're all asking me like what I think of myself. So this doesn't account for any inherent bias. Like if I'm just a narcissist and I think I'm the most perfect person in the world, this test is going to tell me, oh, I'm a great person, you know? I think there's a bit of a flaw here. I recognize how my behavior affects others. Sometimes. I air grievances skillfully. What does that mean? Does this mean you're like a master complainer? Maybe I do. I don't really complain though, to be honest. I just kind of deal with it. Though I guess I don't air them skillfully. I can listen without judging the judgment. What if I'm judging in my head and still listening? Neither. I can freely admit to making a mistake. Yeah, I think I'm pretty open when I'm being stupid. Without work and find the most difficult to initiate. Giving critical feedback, suggesting holding someone accountable, making a tough people, experimenting, making a tough, having to make trade-offs, making a tough people, holding someone accountable, suggesting a new, giving critical. These are tough decisions. I think. I think that's. I don't really know what that means, but I feel like it's the one that's most apt. In what situation do you feel the least confident to take a risk and critical feedback, hold someone accountable, suggesting admitting a mistake, making tough decisions? You feel the least confident to take a risk? Probably a large group setting. If it's like one-on-one small group, sure, you can just like give a little feedback. But with a large group setting, but then again, in a large group setting, it's also like people forget if you do something stupid more easily. But I guess if you want to make a make critical feedback, or hold someone accountable, presenting your case in front of a large group setting feels the most intimidating, at least in my opinion. When you face a difficult moment, such as hard conversation with someone, it happens when you don't expect it, such as you expect. If it's difficult, then it's probably when I don't expect it, because if I can anticipate it and plan for it, then it's not as hard. Your results. Oh, cool. I'm very excellent. Yes, I didn't get scammed. All right, time for the Korean test. Personal color. Go-to test. Wait, how do I do this? Color pick? How do I pick a color? What color should I pick? I like this color. Wait. Personal color. How does this website work? I'm clicking it. Oh, start. Shh. I'm not old. I'm completely computer savvy. Don't make fun of me, please. Please. What am I to my first-time friends? Most of the time, I let other people speak first, of course. What do I do during the weekends? I don't hate being alone. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Isolation Brothers. Ain't you from the 1600s? 1600s BC. Don't worry about it. From the time of King Arthur, you know? King Arthur is from around 900 or 1000 AD. So I'm only a few thousand years old. What do I do when playing with my friends? Small conversation. What do I do when I'm playing with my friends? I flame them for inting my lane in League of Legends. Just kidding. I love my friends. I would never flame them. Chatty and exciting atmosphere. I like jokes. I like punchlines. I also like small conversations. What's considered a small number though? Because like 1's a small number to me, but sometimes people think 300 is a small number, but 300 is like an enormous number. Small number of friends. Yeah. I like to keep things low key. Keep things, as the kids say nowadays, on the DL, on the down low. What do I think is more important? No present, no future. No preparation for the future, no progress. For you? What do you mean for you? 1's a big number. 2 is an even bigger number. And believe it or not, 3 is even bigger than that. Where do they keep getting these numbers from? What do I think more important? No present, no future. No preparation for the future, no progress. So I can tell that these were probably translated from Korean, right? So what's the original translation? Do you speak it? Do you speak the Hangul? No present, no future. No preparation for the future. Nope. Oh, is this like a carpe diem type of thing? I think I'm going to interpret this as like carpe diem. I think I'm not exactly the best at planning for the future. What do I do when I'm working? It is good to follow what others do. It is good to go on your own way. You wish. It's not that hard to learn the Korean. You just have to learn the different types of formality levels. You just have to learn... The alphabet's not hard to learn. The actual pronunciation is a little weird. But I know a little bit of a lot of different languages. I'm a little bit of a polyglot. And by a little bit of a polyglot, I mean I know how to curse in multiple different languages. It is good to follow what others do. What do I do when working? If I'm working and there's like an established process, like why disrupt the established process? That's my opinion. If I'm new there, I'm like, hey, everyone else is doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm like a low-level worker. Yeah, I'm gonna do what everyone else is doing. What do others say to me? What do they say? That I'm just like the most attractive, most beautiful person they've ever met, and that I'm both creative and unique and persistent and patient. Because I feel like these are supposed to be like I'm a prodigy versus a hard worker type of question. Or at least that's how I interpret this question. It's supposed to be supposed to be read, I guess. I think they would say a little bit of both, but I think they would go more with this over this. Your voice scratches the back of my brain. Well, why is the back of your brain itchy? What if I have to refuse? Refuse what? Why is the back of your brain itching? You got a parasite in there? You need a doctor to go check that out? You need someone to look into your ears with a one of those look insider devices. I strongly say I tend to accept. I think I do have a little bit of a problem saying no to people sometimes. What if I'm angry? When I'm angry, I start to tear out. I don't really cry when I'm angry. I think I just speak. Well, if my voice satisfies the deepest, darkest corners of your brain, thanks, I guess. I'll take that as a compliment. My friend talks about his worries. Seems to me it's fault. My friend talks about his worries. Seems to me it's fault. Then what is my response? Whose fault? My fault? His fault? Or tell the friend. Oh, it's his fault. Saying it directly hurt his mind. I will tell him. Nah. If this is my friend, I'm gonna tell him, hey, you fucked up. It's your fault, man. I'm comfortable enough with my friends that I can tell them when they're being fucks. What do I do once preparing the supplies? Prepare in advance a day before. I will prepare them tomorrow, but I frequently forget and leave behind. What do I do when preparing the supplies? What supplies? What supplies am I preparing? Is this StarCraft? Do I have to build more pylons for my Protoss army? I prepare a day in advance. I will prepare them tomorrow, but I'm not a very good planner, but I like to think that if I'm going somewhere, and I know I'm going somewhere, I generally tend to prepare in advance. I'm one of those packers, or one of those people that when they're packing to go on a trip, I pack like 7 pairs of underwear for like a 3-day trip, because I'll be like, what if I just shit myself? And if I'm shitting myself, that means something's wrong with me, right? So I'm gonna shit myself multiple times, so I need to pack like triple the amount. You pack so light. I would like to pack light, but I have this like whole mentality of like, what if I just have an uncontrollable desire to shit myself throughout my trip? And then if like I keep shitting myself, so I just need 7 pairs of underwear, seven shirts, and like, okay, I'm going to the beach or somewhere tropical. What if there's like some natural disaster freak accident happens and the temperature inverts and it's actually like 2 degrees Kelvin for the entire time I'm there? I should pack like a sweatshirt too, just in case. You just wash your underwear. But in this freak scenario, which I'm for sure overthinking, what if the electricity and water is cut off and you don't have anywhere to wash your things, right? You see the logic here? You can't just bring 1 pair of underwear and wash every night. You have to bring 7 pairs in case you shit yourself 7 times in a row, even though I haven't shit myself in at least 24 hours. And now, of course, you also have to account for the fact that there is, in fact, the slightest possibility that everything can go wrong. I'm just saying. This is a completely valid possibility. I trust... Yeah, so do I, but like, I do sphincter day in the gym. I train my sphincter, but like, what if I just get a sphincter cramp and I just have to let it out? It's just good to be prepared for every possible scenario. After school, I want to go home and study, but my friends catch me up to play then. Life doesn't go as planned, let's play, hell yeah. Things as I think of, I love to be flexible as I planned. I'm pretty flexible. Let's see, what color am I? It's the moment of truth. I'm the ocean depth. That's not a color, bro. That's a concept, not a color. What color are you? You're the butterfly flapping its wings on a beautiful summer day. That's not a color. That's a concept. Are you sure this was supposed to be translated as color test and not what abstract philosophical concept are you? You're the flickering light of a flame on a cold winter morning at the primordial dawn of human's existence, the first flame conjured up by fire to cook meat. This isn't a color, this is a... What color are the ocean depths? That depends on how deep in the ocean you are. It could be pitch black, it could be a little bit blue. This isn't the color. This is not the color of the ocean depths. This is the color of a nice turquoise shirt. You see? If I wrote this test, I would replace this color from ocean depths to nice turquoise, nice deep blue shirt. Nice deep blue colored shirt. What is your personality? Let's read. Let's read what it means, what it really means to be the ocean depths. I suppose it's lore-wise fitting. I am the Fisher King after all, you know? Highly correlated with water. Highly correlated with the ocean. I'm not interested in others, so I'm the master of drawing lines. Look at all these lines I'm drawing. They call me the stick man with all these lines I'm drawing. My Instagram often becomes an unopened account. Does that mean public? Is this Korean slang for something? I can't make a contact to others first. That's true. I use a simple and concise way of speaking. It feels a little mechanical. You just said I have a very classy, sophisticated language. So obviously, I'm not the ocean depths. What if I'm the shallow ocean? An engineering student style. What's an engineering student style? What does that mean? I didn't study engineering. I studied comedy. with excellent dexterity and very good at machine operation. Nothing about this asks me about operating machines. Why does it assume that I'm capable of operating machines? You know? Why do they think I'm good at operating machines? What kind of machines are they thinking? I like being active? Yeah, I like activity. Process to do is annoying to me. There's something I want to do. I can't help doing it unconditionally. Personal consumer, due to my improvised, impulsive personality. Professional consumer. I'll have you know I'm a very frugal person. I don't spend beyond my limits. I don't buy too many things. What was my most recent impulse purchase? I don't think I had one. I think my most recent impulse purchase was... Let me look around here for a second. I don't really have one. I don't buy things impulsively. I like seeing the number go up in bank account, you know? I talk a lot excitedly about the field I know, but if it is not my interest, I don't even look at it. I know a little bit about everything, I think. I think I do. Or maybe not. I know enough. Be careful. Be careful. I don't like to get involved in things. I'm a lone wolf. What do the kids say now? A Sigma male? Is that what the children say about lone wolves? They call them Sigmas. Back in my day, Sigma was the letter S and was used to denote summing a lot of things together in mathematics. If someone interferes with me, I'll be swearing sincere. If someone crosses me, I'll swear them. I'll curse them with my black magics. I hate hurting others and being hurt by others. Yeah, I think most people don't enjoy being hurt by others. I think this is true of most things. I don't like if someone frowns at me because my empathy ability is a little... I hate being noisy. This seems like a Korean turn of phrase that was just poorly translated. I hate being noisy. I like to talk in a manner of the introduction main conclusion. Yeah, maybe. That's how I am in social settings. What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna shake your hand and say it's good to meet you. I'm gonna walk away so I don't have to interact with you anymore. What are you gonna do about it? Matching well with this kind of person. These are other colors on the test. These aren't colors. This is a thing, and this is a sweet dessert. It's like, oh yes, my color. My color. You want to know what I got on the ktestone.com/capable.github.io/personal-color-ing/result/istp result. This is just the 16 things. This is the 16 ISTP. That's this thingy. That's this thingy. Wait a minute. This is just a reskin of this. I got this on this, and I got this on this. ISTP versus INFP. They changed 2 of my letters. They scammed me. I got scammed again. At the very least, what are you actually? Every time I take this test, I always get this. This is the first time I've taken this test in like a year or so, but generally INFP. I don't put a ton of stock in personality tests because like personality is pretty fluid. It's always context dependent who you're around because, you know, personalities change. But I think they're fun to do. It's good to just kind of answer these questions, read what people think, what random surveys online think about you. But again, like, this isn't a color. Cactus is not a color. That's a plant. Vanilla ice, that's a wrapper. What is this? That's not even a word. Dooney? This isn't the color. This is a made up word. What is this? Dandelion, Ocean Bay. Ooh. We have Ocean Depths and Ocean Bay. Natural opposites. Like brothers and sisters. Or dogs and cats. Or Scotsmen and other Scotsmen. Damn Scots, they ruined Scotland. You get that reference? Please tell me that wasn't a joke. Actually, no. Even if that was a joke for me, it was a good joke. Thank you, me. Thank you. Alice Blue, Dandelion. Hey, I can take the test in German. I can take it in Hindi. I can take it in Japanese and Chinese and Spanish. In I don't know what flag that is. Let's look. More personality tests. Gotta keep the grind going. BuzzFeed. I remember when people used to make fun of BuzzFeed. I think they still do. Discover which Jujutsu Kaisen character you truly embody. Which one am I? Are you Nebula or Gamora? AI, ew. Choose some. Find out which royal court role you would be. Eat at a buffet, and I'll reveal which famous bridge you should visit. What? 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 Make a 2000s playlist and reveal which Disney princess you are. Let's see. Visit castles to find out. This seems a little weird. I'm not a hero, I'm a Jujutsu sorcerer. What? Nah, those don't seem like quality personality tests. These personality opm.gov. What's opm? OnePunchMan.gov? Psych Central, Criteria Core, Enneagram. This is the one that tried to scam me. Free. They say the test is free, but the results they make you pay for. What is this? The 23 best. Let's look. 7 types of personality test. At a glance, basic types, self-report inventories, projective test. Oh, get out of here. Trending videos. The Hexago personality inventory. Sure, let's try it. Wait, how do I... Ugh. Ugh. The online survey, click. The University of Calgary. I look Canadian to you? Let's see. PIR in a language. Please choose one. Currently the following one. Please note will be provided in the English language only. Next. Let's take it. Oh yeah. On this website, 100 questions. Demographics. Yes, I understand. Wait. Reading. Good. I would be quite bored by a visit to an art gallery. Strongly disagree. Whenever I go to museums, when I go to art museums, I always make my donation when appropriate. I'm a supporter of the fine arts. I'm no Philistine. I enjoy my fine arts. I enjoy my Van Gogh, my Picasso. I clean my office. Not really. Vacuum every now and then. Pick up trash. Everything's pretty not super organized. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Just the way it has to be, really. I rarely hold a grudge, even against people who have badly wronged me. Yeah. No one's really wronged me bad enough for me to hold a grudge for a while. I would say that I'm pretty easygoing generally. I feel reasonably satisfied with myself overall. Yeah. I would feel afraid if I had to travel in bad weather conditions. Look, I'm just saying, the turbulence on an airplane ride, that's the best part. Sure, like the free movies on a nice long flight are cool and all, and like looking out the window, the ascent is cool and all, but you ever get some really good turbulence? It's basically a roller coaster, except you're not sure if you're gonna die or not. It adds to the excitement. If I want something from a person I dislike, I will act very nicely toward that person in order to get it. I really dislike anyone. I haven't really had a reason to like hate anyone. There's not really a good reason to just like not want anyone, or no one's given me a good, well, one, I don't really dislike anyone. Two, even if I did dislike someone, I'd never really needed anything from them, so I'd also just like avoid confrontation with them, I suppose. I'll say neutral for this. I don't really know how I'd act in this situation. I'm interested in learning about the history and politics of other countries. Not super deeply. I think a cursory glance in order to have some understanding of the situations is nice, right? Just like, it's good to understand the world around you, because then you can understand how different things connect, right? The whole world is pretty interconnected, so understanding what's happening in other places helps you understand why things might be happening where you are, or it might help you to understand more of like other stuff, I suppose. Does that make sense? Or just being stupid? I would say agree. And plus, some countries' history is pretty interesting. The French Revolution's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the guillotine. I don't think the French royal family was, but they're dead now, so what do they care? When working, I often set ambitious goals for myself. I think goal setting process, you set a lot of goals leading up to a big goal, right? It's like, in order to first become a master cheese maker, you have to make some good cheese. In order to first make some good cheese, you need to make a lot of shitty cheese. I don't think I set ambitious goals for myself. I think I set reasonable goals for myself. and a nice progression upwards, right? You don't just bench press 10,000 pounds right off the bat. You gotta bench press 2 pounds first. I'm not that critical. I rarely express my opinions in group meetings. Group meetings. Does this mean like friend group gatherings or like professional environment? If it's professional environment, I'm pretty silent generally. I sometimes can't help worrying about the little things. Not really. Like I said, things happen, and I try not to let things bother me. I wouldn't say strongly disagree, but I won't say I'm for sure not agreeing here. If I knew that I would never get caught, I would be really... This depends on from who though. I don't want to steal $1 from a million like poor people, but I would steal $1 million from like Elon Musk in a heartbeat, right? It depends on from who. If it's from some absurdly wealthy person who I know does not need the money, yeah, I'll take $1 million. It's not the most ethical thing. But, you know, he doesn't need it. He's not gonna, what's he gonna do? Buy another website and drive it into the ground like he did to Twitter? I guess X now. But I don't want to steal $1 from like small children around. I don't want to steal $1 from a million small children. I would rather, much rather steal $1 million from... No, I don't mean stealing $1 million from a poor person. I mean stealing $1 from a million poor people, right? Because there's for sure a million poor people, but I don't want to. I would rather steal $1 million from one person than $1 from a million people who have much less. That's what I mean. I think it's more moral that way. If you want to argue morality about that, I think it's much more understandable. I would like a job that requires following a routine rather than being creative. If they pay me well enough, I'll do whatever. I often check my work over repeatedly to find any mistakes. I think I do. I think I like to review. I like to see what's going on. Make sure I don't look too foolish. I'm okay with some mistakes in my work. There's like a certain tolerance, right? But overall, if you're obviously you don't want to turn in sloppy work. You don't want to turn in your math homework and have everything be wrong. People sometimes tell me that I'm too stubborn. Nah, I avoid. Of course I do. If you make conversation with people on the streets, you're a psychopath. You need to be institutionalized and evaluated psychiatrically. When I suffer from a painful experience, I need someone to make me feel comfortable. I'm pretty good at comforting myself. Having a lot of money is not especially important to me. This might sound hypocritical just because I said I'd steal $1 million from Elon Musk, but personally, finances, things like this, not super important to me. Generally, having a lot of money is not important. Having enough money is fine. Having enough money is important to me. Having too much, there's a point where it's you don't need that much, right? I think that paying attention to radical ideas is a waste of time. Disagree. You have to entertain the most crazy thoughts. This is how entertainment works, baby. The crazy ideas are the ones that are the most entertaining. I make decisions based on the feeling of the moment rather than on careful thought. Huh. I think it's a bit of both, no? I think I make a lot of impulsive decisions, but the impulsive decisions are then carefully thought after to justify why they're not that impulsive in the first place. But feeling of the moment generally. And then I think about it afterwards. Huh? My Wi-Fi good? Where's the next page? No, don't scam me again. I swear to God, if another personality test scams me... Okay, there we go. People think of me as someone who has quick temper. Strongly disagree. I'm extremely chill. I don't get that angry. There's no reason to. Right? Like, what are you going to do if you're angry? Then you just feel worse. You just feel shittier. If someone does something bad to you and you get angry, or like, someone does something stupid and you get angry at that, I guess it depends on how stupid the thing is. I think generally, not too much good to move to anger. I am energetic nearly all the time. Strongly disagree. I live in a constant state of fatigue that I just kind of try to power through. I won't strongly disagree. I'll say sometimes I'll do regular disagree, I suppose that is. I feel like crying when I see other people crying. Yeah, I think I do. It motivates me more to cry. That sounds weird. If I see other people crying, it's easier to feel emotional, right? If you see other people being emotional, it's easier to be tempted into that same emotion. I'm the greatest. I'm Seto Kaiba, the coolest man in the world. You still know who Yu-Gi-Oh, right? You guys, no matter how young you people are, you guys still know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, right? I'm an ordinary person who's no better than others. Yeah, pretty much. Maybe I am better than others. Maybe not. I'm pretty ordinary. Please indicate strongly agree. Yeah, okay. I wouldn't spend my time reading a book of poetry. I strongly disagree, but I also have not spent my time reading a book of poetry. I think I would. I feel like poetry would be cool. I just don't know. Actually, there are a lot of poets that I do know of, but I also just like haven't gotten around to reading poetry, right? Because normally I spend my time reading fantasy books, like Terry Pratchett, Neil Gaiman, Patrick Rothfuss, Jolkin, Rolkin, Rolkin, Tolkien. I plan ahead and organize things to avoid scrambling at the last minute. Disagree. Only moderately disagree. I made my stance about packing for trips clear. My attitude toward people who have treated me badly is forgive and forget. Yeah, I'll do somewhat agree. I think that most people like some aspects of my personality. I would like to think I'm a pretty likable person. Who knows? You know what? I'll delude myself. I'll say strongly agree. I'll believe in my inner charisma, on my charm, on my wits, on my coolness. Because it makes me feel better about myself. I don't mind doing jobs that involve dangerous work. I'll disagree there. I don't want to die, I guess. I don't want to lose my arm yet. This morning when I woke up, my entire right arm fell asleep. I don't know how it did. I guess I stepped on it in a funny position, but I was like panicking. I was like shaking it, trying to get the blood flowing back in. Ooh, not a good feeling. Would not recommend. I wouldn't use flattery to get a raise or promotion at work, even if I thought it would succeed. I don't really want to flatter anyone. It's like if you do a good job, you do a good job. You don't, it's like, hey, step up your game. Get your head in the game. Just like Troy Bolton says from the Disney classic High School Musical. I enjoy looking at maps of different places. Do I? I think I wouldn't look at a solely geographical map. I think I would look at maps that show interesting things, right? Like maybe like where battles happen in ancient history, right? Or like the Roman Empire over time. There's that whole meme about how men always think about the Roman Empire. Well, my Roman Empire is thinking about the change of the borders of the Roman Empire from the creation of the Senate to the fall of the empire. I don't actually think about that often. That was a joke. That was a bit of a bit. I often push myself very hard when I try to achieve my goal. I think I do. I've had goals in the past that I've tried to push physically for. I find it easier to push myself hard physically than mentally, personally. That's just me though. I generally accept people's faults without complaining about them. Neutral. I have some friends. I have a couple of friends. They're twins. They're constantly late, and it pisses me off. I'm not too much of a stickler for most things, but I'm kind of anal about being on time for things. And when I make plans, I don't care so much about what the plans are. I like knowing that everyone's gonna be somewhere at the same time and sticking to that time. That's like the one thing. That's like my one stipulation. I'm usually the one who strongly disagree. In all the previous personality tests I have taken, wait, where's the color test? I'll move all the ones I've taken to this side. I'll make a new group. No, not that one. To group taken. And then we're taking this one right now. Wait, no. We didn't. Wait, there was another one we took. There was. Oh no, I X'd out of the emotion intelligent one. Yes, as we've established with the other previous personality test, I don't like approaching people. And if you approach people on the street that you find interesting to strike up conversation, you should be institutionalized and your brain should be studied by science for the next few centuries. I worry a lot less than most people do, probably. I feel like I should worry about more things, but I just don't. Maybe that's a bad quality of mine. I would be tempted to buy stolen property if I were financially tight. Why am I buying stolen things? You see, they've constructed this scenario in which I'm stealing something and I'm being financially tight. But like, I don't really buy things that often. And there's nothing like, if I can't afford something, then I don't really need it, then I don't have a reason to buy it. right? So I would say strongly disagree here. I would enjoy creating a work of art, such as a novel, a song, or a painting. I've done a little bit of writing, creative writing, and I've enjoyed it. I don't think I'm very good at it. Like, I know nothing of music, but I'll have you know, I was back in middle/high school. I was a tromboner. I was a trombone artist. I was decent at the trombone instrument. When I would introduce myself, I said, "Hello, I'm a tromboner," and I was pretty good at it, and it was fun. Painting seems fun, even though I'm not good. I'm not good at like any of these things, but they seem like they would be enjoyable to do at the very least. When working on something, I don't pay much attention to the small details. Disagree. These types of questions, I'm always like super inconsistent on in these tests, depending on how they ask it. When it's asked about like work or something, then I'm generally pretty loose. When I'm working on something, for example, back in when I'd have to write essays, it was that meme where it's like you're working on the essay and you're 7 hours later, it's just the SpongeBob drawing the really fancy the. That was me. I really deliberate about word choice in some of these things. And in my creative writing stuff too, I also really deliberate about word choice, because I feel like word choice is very important in terms of sculpting the feel of a piece of writing, you know? Some things just flow better than others. Some things just sound a little more musical simply because they chose to say one word as opposed to an equivalent synonym. I'm usually quite flexible in my opinions when people disagree with me. Yeah, I think so. I think I can generally open to different interpretations of scenarios of the truth, or not even the truth, of just like an argument. I enjoy having lots of people around to talk with. Sometimes this is like, I don't like talking to a lot of people, but if other people are talking and I'm just like vibing and listening, that's cool with me too. But I don't really like talking to a ton of people. I'm not an extroverted person. How many questions was that? Wait, please answer this question. Oh, I didn't answer the map questions. Neutral. Disagree. Neutral. Scroll down. Next. I can handle difficult situations without needing emotional support from anyone else. I think I'm capable of it. I think if I had the choice between having or not having it, I would choose to have the emotional support. I think most people would. I would like to live in a very expensive, high-class neighborhood. Nah, give me a room, air conditioning, a bed, and internet access, and a computer. I'm down to live in the middle of the ocean, honestly, in the ocean depths, if you will, my color. I like people who have unconventional views. Yeah. Weird thoughts are the best. The intrusive thoughts are the best thoughts, no? Why do we say soft as a baby's bottom? Is there a tier list of baby bottom softness? Is there someone out there judging every baby's butt in their softness? These are the questions that keep me up at night. I make a lot of mistakes because I don't think before I act. I think so. I think a lot of the mistakes I've made have been because I don't think things through very well. I rarely feel anger, even when people treat me quite badly. I would agree here. I think, I'm not like angry about things if people are rude to me, or they cut me off in line, or they cut me off on the road. I'm just like, hey, why'd you do that? That wasn't very nice. On most days, I'm cheerful and optimistic. On most days, I'm living. I wouldn't say I'm cheerful or optimistic. I'll just say I'm just living. I'm just existing in my own lane. When someone I know well is unhappy, I can almost feel that person's pain myself. When I know well is unhappy, sometimes. Maybe that's me being a little empathetic without the EM, just a little pathetic. But yeah, I feel that I can empathize when people are unhappy. This is the whole, like, when you see someone crying, you feel more tempted to cry. When you see someone unhappy, it's easier to feel unhappy. Let's see. I wouldn't want people to treat me as though I were too superior to them. I agree. I don't like being in charge of stuff. I don't want to be like I don't want to be the God Emperor of mankind. I just want to be a dude, you know? Oh, that's like the 8th time I've said, you know. If I had the opportunity, I would like to attend a classical music concert. Sure, yeah, I would. I like classical music. I like Beethoven. I like Bach. I like Mozart. I like Chopin. I like Satie. I like Shit, I forgot the name of my favorite composer. Fuck, what was his name? Oh, Ravel. I like Ravel. I like classical music. Please indicate neutral. Attentiveness check. They really think people are not reading, are just going on these and filling out the bubbles? Really? You know, about the messiness of my room or desk. You see, people don't joke about me with this because I don't let anyone ever see my desk. But if they did, they probably would. If someone has cheated me once, I will always feel suspicious of that person. Instead of cheated, I'll say like wronged. I'll be a little skeptical of their actions. I think that's the logical thing to do until they've shown that they can be trusted again. I feel that I'm an unpopular person. I don't think I'm unpopular. I'm just a little underground, a little underrated. I have my friends. I know who they are. They like me. I like them. I don't think I'm unpopular. Back in the schoolyard days 7,000 years ago, I think I was considered a pretty cool person. I don't want to brag, but I was kind of a jock. I was kind of a cool guy. And I watched copious amounts of anime. Were you? Yeah. I'll have you know I was a highly competitive athlete in the sport that I did. I'll have you know. I was super cool. Nobody ever made fun of me. No one ever made fun of my taste in Japanese cartoons or anything else. Copious amounts of anime. Look, man, I was doing school sports and terminally online. What do you want me to do? I'll have you know. I'm not unpopular, though. I am exactly as populous as I should be. When it comes to physical danger, I'm very fearful. I would say neutral. Given the choice between being a quadriplegic and not being a quadriplegic, I think I would choose not to be a quadriplegic. Hey, lameness and cringe is a state of mind. Once you move past your... What's your point? You act like these things cannot coexist, like these are paradoxical. My friend, I think it is you who needs to have the mindset change. It's okay to cope. I'm not coping, I swear. I swear. I'm not gonna say I peaked in high school, but I for sure wasn't I for sure wasn't a loser. I had friends. I ate lunch with people who enjoyed my company, I think. I was cool. I'm not coping. You're coping. If I want something from someone, I will laugh at that person's worst joke. I'll just laugh at any joke. I'm an easily entertained person. You know, part of being a popular person in high school and being cool is learning to give back what you give, to give back. You know, people enjoy my comedy, I enjoy others, even if my comedy was bad. You know, these are life lessons from a cool person. I would be very bored about the history of science and technology. Nah, about a book. I did watch Oppenheimer. I'm gonna be real. I like Barbie more than I liked Oppenheimer. I'm dead ass, 100% serious. I enjoyed Barbie far more than I enjoyed Oppenheimer. I thought Oppenheimer was a really cool movie. I thought it was good from a technical standpoint. But when he's doing the sex scene with Florence Pugh, did he really have to say, "I am become Death Destroyer of Worlds"? Like, did he really have to do that? Did Christopher Nolan really have to include that? It made, like, do we really have to take the flawed genius archetype and make Oppenheimer's flaw that he's too good at cheating on his wife? Like, is that really a compelling character trait in a narrative about a flawed genius and a very serious historical event? It seemed a little reflexive. What do you mean reflexive? Reflective, you mean? It was a good movie. Ryan Gosling. Did Ryan Gosling win the... It does. It makes you think about... It makes us realize that we live in a society, you know? Ryan Gosling, Barbie. Did he win an Oscar for it? It was... Ryan Gosling, Barbie movie. I'll go to the Barbie Wikipedia. Release reception? Where is critical response? Accolades? Best original song? But did Ryan Gosling win? I really enjoyed it. I thought the Barbie movie was the far better movie, was a much better movie. Well, maybe not much. I thought it was better than Oppenheimer. This Oppenheimer was like, oh, we're gonna build a bomb, and you're the only one who can build the bomb, Oppenheimer. And then Oppenheimer's fine, I'll do it. I'll build the greatest bomb ever. And then they drop the bomb, and then Oppenheimer's like, what have I done? The bomb that I built was too good. And then they also include the line, I am become death, destroyer of worlds, his infamous line about creating the atomic bomb. And the first appearance of it in the movie is during a literal sex scene with Florence Pugh. I laughed in the movie theater. My friends looked at me like I was crazy. Like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, how can they do this? How can Christopher Nolan come in here and associate the most infamous line in like nuclear history with a sex scene with Cillian Murphy and Florence Pugh? And then the Barbie movie was just pure kino. It was absolute cinema. It was beautiful. It was a moving tribute to what it means to be like a man in society, as well as a reflection on gender roles. And like, it really makes you think about your experience, about your life experiences, right? And I wasn't expecting it, right? I was expecting, maybe it's also because of the weight of the expectations I had for each movie. I expected Oppenheimer to be more of like groundbreaking, cool cinema that said a lot about society and had like some deep, impactful message. When really the whole point of the whole theme of Oppenheimer, besides the ego and besides like the power of ego and narcissism and the whole thing with nuclear bombs are bad. Maybe I don't know. I expected more maybe, and maybe that's why I was let down. And maybe that's why I was blown away, because I also wasn't expecting to be as impressed with the Barbie movie as I was. But it was a fantastic movie. My favorite part was the music. Was I Am Enough. Was I'm Just Ken. Beautiful movie. Often when I set a goal, oh wait, back to the Barbenheimer rant over. I have to finish my personality test boss rush. Often when I set a goal, I end up quitting without having reached it. Sometimes I feel like if I set a goal and I don't reach it, it's because I'm just unable to. I try as hard as I can, and sometimes my efforts are not rewarded. That's just how life is. At least I put in my all, right? Not all of us can deadlift 700 pounds. Why are you doing the personality test though? Why not? I felt like it. I thought it'd be interesting. It's one of those things. So from a meta moments here, from a content creation purpose, like it gets people who are like don't know who you are to like come in, drop by, see how you respond to questions, and get to know who you are personally. And for me, it just seemed like, this seemed like fun. This seemed like one of those things that's like, I haven't really taken a lot of these. These seem interesting. They don't really tell me a lot about myself, or maybe they do, but it's also just like it's a conversation thing, something for me to ramble over, something for me to talk about the questions of. I haven't even picked half of what you're answering though. What do you mean you haven't picked? Are you doing them along with me? Or are you just trying to listen to me ramble as I pick the questions? You don't have to do these with me. I'm just doing this by myself. It gives me a conversation point. I tend to be lenient in judging other people. I would agree here. My mind works quickly. Try to keep up. I'm kidding. I tend to have a pretty disorganized train of thought. Or it's very focused, but temporarily and in short bursts, and very specifically on whatever I'm doing in the moment. For example, if I'm staring at the ceiling, I'll stare at the ceiling super intently. When I'm in a group of people, I'm often the one who speaks on behalf of the group. Do I? Do I not? I guess it depends. This is also another context-dependent question. Oh, so you see? But why did you click on this? Why did you click on the stream, right? Why did you click on the stream? Because you thought the premise was interesting. So regardless of whether you actually know anything about me, you click on it with the promise of maybe it's interesting, and then you stay because I'm continuing to talk. Oh, well, never mind then. Well, I have been fishing a few times. Don't worry about it. I have been fishing. I tend to get boat sick. But hey, you learned I'm INFP on this, and on the Korean one you sent, I got scammed because ISTP is not what I answered for this, and this is just a reskin of this, and the ocean depths is not a real color. You see, you click to ask, and now you're staying, right? So, the premise somehow drew you in, and it continues to make you stay. This is the whole idea of entertainment. Is it clickbait? Is it not? Who knows? I don't. I just kind of felt like this would be an interesting idea to do, so I'm doing it. It also helped me to develop my skills to ramble a little bit, because again, that's a skill that I would like to work on by myself. And this gives me something to ramble about. So even if you're not exactly paying attention, you're listening somewhat half-heartedly to my voice. Yeah, it's giving me something to talk about as well, right? So as much as it is for you, it's also here for me, right? It's like it's like pretend I said a really cool metaphor and laugh, please, or applaud, either one. When I'm in a group of people, I'm often the one who speaks on behalf of the group. You see, depends. Because I will sometimes make my friends do this for me, but I'll sometimes have to do it myself. So I'll say neutral. I rarely, if ever, have trouble sleeping due to stress or anxiety. I agree. I have trouble sleeping because I have the thing where I'm on my phone and I'm doom scrolling YouTube shorts or watching 7-hour video essays about like one scene in a movie or something like that. I would never accept a bribe, even if we're very large. Probably true. I'm never in a position to accept a bribe. 2, it goes against my morals, I suppose. People have often told me that I have a good imagination. Yeah. I don't want to brag, but in addition to being a very cool, popular person in high school, I've been told I'm a very creative person as well. I always try to be accurate in my work, even at the expense of time. Neutral. Neutral. And this is one of those questions that always trips me up about my attention to detail. When people tell me that I'm wrong, my first reaction is to argue with them. I would say disagree. I wouldn't say argue, but more like, why do you think I'm wrong on something? And try to get some type of understanding on why they think I'm wrong. Because if it's like an objective thing, like a fact or something, like, oh, what did I miss? If it's an opinionated thing, I'm willing to listen to reason. I'm willing to hear them out a little bit. For example, I have a friend who thinks that Coke Zero tastes the best, and I just tell him he's wrong, and he tries to convince me, and I'll hear him out, but he's just wrong about these facts of life. I prefer jobs that involve no social interaction. Thank you very much. I like working alone. I like being cooped up in a cubicle, never seeing the light of day. Whenever I feel worried about something, I want to share my concern with another person. Nah, not really. I feel like I'm the type to more bottle it up and just kind of keep it to process it myself. Generally, I don't really worry too much about things. Like I said, I don't try to let my worry affect me. I'm just kind of existing in the space. I would like to be seen driving around in a very expensive car. No, I would not. I don't care much for expensive cars. You can give me a cardboard box with a motor and 4 wheels. I'll drive it around town like a cool person. I think of myself as a somewhat eccentric person. I don't allow my I think I'm a tad eccentric. I don't think sane, normal people become VTubers or become me to begin with. So I think at the very least I have to agree. Maybe more accurate to say strongly agree, but then I feel like that's me thinking too highly of myself. But maybe that means that I think weird people are cooler objectively. Who knows? I don't allow my impulses to govern my behavior. False. I'm impulsive. I think a lot, and I also click buttons a lot and act on my base urges quite a bit. Most people tend to get angry more quickly than I do. Strongly agree. I've seen people get angry over small things, and I was like, what are you getting angry for? You see, I never understood road rage, because I've done my fair bit of driving in all manners of places. And sure, when you hit traffic, it's annoying, but like, I don't get angry about it. I'm just like, listen to the radio. I mean, I guess if I have somewhere to go, I would get a bit annoyed, but then it's like, what can I do? Getting angry doesn't make the traffic move faster. Honking my horn's not going to make the traffic move faster. Do you play D&D? I've tried to in the past. It's the classic D&D problem where you arrange a great first session and then it's like, oh, no one's ever available to play any or continue any more of the session, right? One of those things. People often tell me that I should try to cheer up. Nah, not really. Yeah, the classic D&D group falling apart scenario. Have you ever been a DM? No. I thought it'd be fun. I've come up with like different scenarios in my head, like, oh, this sounds like it'd be a pretty cool campaign or whatever, because of for one reason or another. But I've never actually tried my hand at DMing. Quite honestly, I don't think I'd be super good at it, simply because I feel like it requires a good deal of planning, and I'm not very good at that. I feel strong emotions when someone close to me is going away for a long time. Neutral. I wouldn't say it's strong. I feel slight emotions. I think that I'm more entitled to respect than the average person is. Nah, everyone deserves a bit of respect. This average person deserve an average amount of respect. Yeah, D&D is always something that like is fun, but it's also, you have to plan it. You have to plan around other people's schedules. And DMing, one, I've never done. It seems like fun though, but again, like I'd have to also then find a group to DM and learn how to do that in the first place. Be nice to hear from a DM. Oh, thanks. Maybe. About the way that I was cool back in my high school days is a lot of my comedy is based on making my voice funny, so I can do funny voices as well. But be nice to hear from a DM. Really? There's like narration of describing stuff in the funny voices. No, I can't do it too loud. I'm going to disrupt the people around me. Maybe if I find maybe I think of a good bit to do. Sometimes I like to just watch the wind as it blows through the trees. Hey, hell yeah. Watching grass grow enthusiast. The way you read, sure. Do I have to read more Fitnessgram Pacer tests to traumatize you back to middle school? When working, I sometimes have difficulties due to being disorganized. Of course I do. The attentiveness check. The way I read. I find sometimes the way that I read things to be a bit stiff. A lot of the things about the way that I read stuff is based on just speaking. Because I remember back in school when people would read aloud and they'd do like Romeo and Juliet back and whatever, and you'd have to read the lines, they'd be like, what's a famous Romeo and Juliet line? They speak in this very specific cadence where it's like they don't really care about what's being said. They just want to do their public reading for their class grading and sit back down. They'd be like, from forth the fatal loins of these two foes, two star-crossed lovers take their life. And it's like, all right, you don't understand what the words being read mean. Like you're just reading because, with a fluent English speaker accent and a constant tone. I've been told that I speak in pretty monotonously. You speak, hey, just not everyone with a sexy, attractive, amazing, handsome voice belonging to a very popular, cool person is AI, you know? Just because I seem too good to be true doesn't mean that I am not true, in fact. In fact, I would argue... I never said that, sir. Yes, I know. I'm not saying you said that either, sir. I'm just saying, in case someone thought that my voice was too ethereal, too heavenly, too beautiful for this world, to have had to have conjured up by a perfect AI simulation, this voice does in fact belong to a real person. Fluent English speaker accent, you're confident on yourself. Look, I need to delude myself somehow, right? Let me cope. No, I remember actually, back when I was young, my language skills were actually impaired. I didn't start speaking till I was a bit later than everyone else. So they sent me to, what was it called? They sent me to like speech therapy class so I can actually practice pronunciation. And that was like when I was really young though. That was back in the time of Caesar. I don't think it's, look. You fed I don't think it's confident. I think if you're feeding my ego, I'm allowed to toot my own horn a little bit, all right? I have a few good qualities I'm sure of. I think. I find it hard to fully forgive someone who has done something mean to me. Disagree. I sometimes feel that I'm a worthless person. Disagree. Even in an emergency, I wouldn't feel like panicking. I would say agree. I think I'm pretty calm and collected at all times. I wouldn't pretend to like someone just to get that person to do favors for me. Where are you from? I mean, I do have a very clear accent. My accent is American because I'm an American, but, right? Like, if I were to go to England and speak there, they would say, oh, you have an American accent. Or if I were to go to Australia and if I were to go to Australia, they'd be like, oh, you're an American, you have an American accent. Right? So my English is just English, dude. Never really... I I have looked through many encyclopedias. Is that how it works? Yeah, everyone has an accent. It's just that it doesn't seem like an accent to you because you're also from the same place where that person's from, right? For example, people who live in England don't think they have an English accent. They're just like, oh, they speak English the same way I do. And of course, within England, there's of course regional accents. There's like Welsh, Scottish, Irish accents, things like this. There's received pronunciation versus like a Cockney accent. But for the most part, if you're like, no one in England thinks they have an English accent. No one in America thinks they have an American accent. This is just the nature of like perception, right? You don't think I have an accent because you're probably also an American. So when I speak, you hear just an American English, the same you've heard all your life. So also, if you don't think I have an accent, yeah, what do you mean, yeah? Right? I'm pretty sure, I mean, there are lots of different accents in America, which makes me think that you probably might be from the same region I am, and I'm not gonna dox myself here. You think I'm American, heartbroken? Really? Or maybe you just consume too much American media. Who knows? Screaming, crying. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being an American. I say that as a proud... I wouldn't pretend to like someone to get that person just to do favors for me. Yeah, I agree with this. I only do the minimum amount of work to get by. Neutral. I won't reveal my tactics. Or maybe, or like, oftentimes people think that an American accent is standard English because a lot of media is influenced by American culture, right? A lot of pop culture is American. You listen to, I don't know, you listen to the radio. Sometimes Americans are not yucky. Yeah, you better not be speaking bad about Americans in my chat. I love America. Q, I'm proud to be an American in the background. Yeah, it's even if you aren't and you think I have no accent, it's because a lot of media is also heavily influenced by America, right? America is like the hegemonic cultural power in the world. Even when people make a lot of mistakes, I rarely say anything negative. Disagree. If you're making a lot of mistakes, I'm gonna point it out to you. So, if you're not American, you think my English accent is clean or my American accent is clean because you consume a lot of media that is in fact American. Like if you watch a lot of, actually no, different live streamers have different accents as well. But I'm just talking movies, shows. If you're a dirty dub watcher, I'm kidding. You know why? How come they have the Xenoblade Chronicles dub have British voices? I've always wondered that. Every other like anime adjacent thing, they always dub it with an American accent. But for Xenoblade Chronicles, they decided, let's give all these boys British accents. So Shulk has a British accent, like everyone in Xenoblade has a British accent. Ever notice that? Why? It sounds off. I'm not used to seeing British voices come out of anime people. I tend to feel quite self when speaking in front of a large group of people. As much as I meme about not... I imagine that a lot of... I'll take this as a compliment. I should stop consuming American media. I didn't say don't consume American media. I'm just pointing out that there's I'm just expanding your mind, right? This is an educational channel, right? Nope. Where's my chair arm? I'm expanding your mind. I'm opening up your mind to the realization that not everything is specifically from an American perspective, right? If you go your entire life with only one frame of reference, then you're only going to be able to see things through one lens. You have to realize there's 10 trillion lenses out there. I get very anxious when waiting to hear about an important decision. Nah, once I've done my stuff, I'm just like, they make the decision, they get back to me, they'll tell me what happens. I'd be tempted to use counterfeit money. Ooh. No, not really. Again, I don't buy things a ton. I'm not a big crime enjoyer. I'm just like, hey, I live within my means. I would say I'm creative and artistic. I would think I'm a pretty artsy-fartsy. People often call me a perfectionist. No, they call me an imperfect abomination and affront to God and nature. I'm kidding. I find it hard to compromise with people who, when I think I am really right, disagree. I can find compromise. The first thing I always do in a place is to make friends. False. The first thing I do in a new place is to try to figure out where I can eat, where I can sleep, where I can shit, and where I can get water. Friends is like, maybe the real place to get water were the friends we made along the way, but not generally a priority in a new place. I try to figure out where I am and how everything's situated. I rarely discuss my problems with other people. Yeah, I don't really talk about my problems. I don't have too many to talk about for the most part. I would get a lot of pleasure from owning expensive luxury goods. Do I own any expensive luxury goods? I guess my computer's pretty fancy. That's like it. But I don't... But the pleasure in having my computer is not that it's expensive and fancy. It's that it allows me to access entertainment. Maybe the entertainment is the luxury, though. Huh, that's a good question. Let's see. How would I answer this? A lot of my things aren't like name brand. I don't have to own things to be happy. I'm not a materialistic person. I'm not what's the song? Material Girl by Madonna? I'm not Madonna. I don't think I'm Madonna, at least. Maybe I am. Cue the X-Files music. Yeah, I'm not particularly beholden to consumerism. I would say strongly disagree. I don't need things. I'm above this mortal existence. I find it boring to disagree. Now, obviously, you're talking about stuffy old philosophy like, I don't know, even the stuffy old philosophy is pretty interesting. But, like, who would win in a fight? A lion or a grizzly bear? That's technically philosophy, right? Who would win in a fight, a lion or a grizzly bear? Now, granted, I know nothing about biology or animals in general, but we'll see. Maybe that should be like a zoo event. Maybe zoos can raise money by having like animal fight night where they pit two species against each other. Sure, this isn't exactly for the conservation like zoos should be, or for the conservation of species like zoos should be, but I think that I think zoo fight night, I think that's an idea cooking. I think that's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna suggest it to my local zoo. I prefer to do whatever comes to mind rather than strongly agree. That's how I made this stream. Originally, I was thinking about streaming Inscription today, but you know, I said, why don't we do personality test boss rush? And my next weird idea for a stream is tier list. Just going through and making a tier list. I've been thinking about doing a human emotion tier list, but I'm not sure if that would take a lot of time because I like to stream for like 3-ish hours or so, about maybe more, maybe less. But I do want to play Inscription. That is on my backlog, my bucket list. Something to do before I die. But not the big thing to do before I die. I find it hard to keep my temper when people insult me. Disagree. I'm pretty in control of my emotions. Most people are more upbeat and dynamic than I generally am. Are they? Upbeat and dynamic. Probably. I'm not super upbeat. I'm rambling a lot, but that's because I'm trying to get better at rambling, right? I wouldn't consider this particularly upbeat or optimistic or high energy. This is just me moving, flapping my gums. I remain unemotional even in situations where most people get very sentimental. I think so. I think this is more a product of me practicing emotional control. I want people to know that I am an important person of high status. Yes. Yes. Grovel at my feet. Worship the ground I walk on. Yes. Bring me the... What do they call the device upon which the kings are carried with like the 4 things? Is it a planikin? Something? It starts with a P. This is for sure a crossword clue somewhere. The plankin. Oh, maybe I can do a crossword stream too. I should write that down as well. Hold on. I have a little list of different stream ideas. Crossword stream. Which crosswords? I don't know. Nah. I don't care. I want to blend into the crowd. I don't want people to know how cool I am. I want my coolness to be low key. I have sympathy for people who are less fortunate than I am. Yeah, I do. I try to give generously to those in need. Yeah, I do. When I go into the city near me and someone asks you for $5, I'm more than happy to oblige, generally. If they're trying to scam me, then whatever. Someone who needed $5 more than I do got it. They don't care too much. It wouldn't bother me to harm someone I didn't like. It would bother me. A little bit. It would bother me a little bit. But then again, I also don't dislike too many people. There's not like... I don't have like a... I'm not Arya Stark with a list of names of people I want to kill. People see me as a hard-hearted person. I don't think so. I think people see me generally as pretty soft-hearted. Or appropriately hard. Appropriately tempered-hearted. Please tell us about yourself. Well, how old am I? 114? I'm kidding. Which country do you feel you most belong to? America. Where's America? Why isn't America #1 here? Who does this test think they are, not putting America in America's rightful spot as #1? Appropriately hard? Appropriately hard, yeah. There's an appropriate hardness, rigidity for most things. I would say at most times I'm appropriately hard. I'm appropriately tempered. I'm a dude. I'm a dude. Transgender man. None of the above. Wait, yeah, I'm not transgender. I'm not, okay, none of the above. I would like to think, what is my sexual orientation? I am hetero. English is not my first language. How would you rate? Or English is my first language. I would like to think that I'm adequately prepared to deal with most situations in regards to rigidity. Which of the following describes my ethnic background? Oh my god, is it the VTuber ethnicity reveal? No. I have a PhD in comedy, as I've established. How religious do you consider yourself to be? Not at all. What is your religious background? No religious background. How religious upbringing? Not at all. My political orientation? I won't answer this one. My current marital status? You know, how come they have the expression single as a Pringle? The whole appeal of Pringles is that they come in a can with a bunch of other Pringles. No, there does not exist a Pringle that is entirely single. They are all interconnected in their can. They're all part of the same entity. Why is this saying exist? Is it simply because of the rhyme? In which case, can't I say single as a dingo, like a Australian wild dog, or single as Kris Kringle? But Kris Kringle is Santa Claus, and Santa Claus is married, so that doesn't apply either. So why do they use Pringle? Why? Why isn't like lonely like what's a word that rhymes with lonely? Lonely like a pony? That doesn't make sense either. None of these things make sense. Why can't they just say, yes, I'm a person that nobody finds attractive and will die alone? That's a more adequate describer than single as a Pringle, no? Which of the following describes your position in the household? Don't worry about it. When you were a child, how many children were raised together in your household? Don't worry about it. My birth parents. The parents, the whatever of my loins. You currently are post-secondary. Which of the fields best describe your area? Where's comedy? Where's comedy? Where's comedy? Where's comedy? Don't worry about it. Click the button to see your detailed report. Yeah, I don't know what any of this means. What do these stats mean? I am sincere. I am fair. I am greed avoidance. I am modest. So how do percentiles work again? These mean I'm better than more than 90%, right? I am in the top 1% of eccentricity. I'll have you know I graduated top of my class at the Navy SEALs Academy. However that copy pasta goes, that ancient copy pasta. Agreeableness, I'm very agreeable, very flexible, very patient. Organization, 0, good, excellent. No one should be organized. Everything should be in a constant state of chaos, my opinion. Let's see. I am very inquisitive. Or at least more inquisitive than most people. More creative than most people. How are creativity and unconventionality? Because all the question about unconventionality was always based on how others would perceive you, which is based on your perception of how others perceive you, which is inherently somewhat biased with your own flaws, no? Huh. I'm altruistic. I'm more altruistic than 50% of people. Let's see, what do the scales mean? About... So 10% are below, 90% are below. Okay, so it's like top 10% if you're top 90%, or in the 90th percentile. That's how percentiles work again. The scale scores here are calculated so that an average score is 5. All right, and then the standard deviations are just 1s. All right, cool. So I'm super greed avoidant. I'm a little above average in fairness and modesty. I'm below average in fearfulness and sentimentality, very below average in anxiety, quite a bit below average, about a half a standard deviation in dependence. I'm learning a lot about myself today. Am I really socially bold? Really? Me? No, that can't be right. That can't be right. I don't think I'm socially bold. I think I'm just some dude. Forgiveness? More forgiving? More gentle? More flexible? Ooh, twos or is the average score 4 or 5? The average score is 5. More socially, or is it forgiveness, gentleness? Good, good, good. I'm better. I'm cooler than most people. On to the next personality test. Let's see. Forbes has a list of best personality tests of 2024. Really? If you want to gain a deeper understanding of who you are, taking personality tests is blah, 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 blah. Myers-Briggs Enneagram Big 5. What's Big 5? Cost-free. 5-factor model of personality. Free to take. All these tests are free to take, but I've been so scarred by the Enneagram one, trying to make me pay money, trying to get me to give up my identity, my social security number, my credit card number, all so that they can scam me. Why? Why is that? What is another one? Where are more personality tests? Ball State. Tilston 123. To the test. How free is this? Take this to find out more who your strengths. This is based on the 5 Big 5 that we developed 3 or 4 decades ago by several scientific... What? But isn't the whole point of like this stuff is that it's always changing? Let's see it. Let's ball. I am a worrier? No. This is strongly disagreed, right? Yes. I make friends easily. I would say neutral. I would say in the points in my life where I've had to make friends, I've been pretty okay at it. Now, am I good at keeping up with friends? Not really. I have a friend I haven't spoken to in like, how long has it been actually? A couple of years, maybe 3 years. I'll randomly get a text message from yeah. I have a friend I haven't talked to in like 3 years. I randomly got a text message from him a few months ago, and he's like, yo, wanna grab dinner? I'm like, sure, where? And he's like, here. I'm like, wait, I'm working right now. This is 7 hours away, and you wanna get dinner now? I'm not gonna be able to get there. And they're like, I can't. He's like, all right, cool. I'm like, what? It was a bizarre occurrence. Pretty fun though. I would, if I actually could have made it, I would have made it. Or if it was more closer, it was like 3 hours instead of 7. Yeah, I would have driven out there, got the dinner with a friend I haven't seen in 4 years or so. I have a bit of imagination. Yeah, I do. I trust others. Yeah, I'm pretty trusting. I complete tasks successfully. I complete task successfully or not. That's for someone else to assess. I get angry easily. Nope. I do. All right. This is another one of those weird questions where it's like contextual. Because I enjoy large parties and gatherings as long as nobody talks to me. And I'm just like, I don't have to do too much talking. If I can just kind of be there. Because primarily, like, this is like weddings and stuff. Sure, weddings and shit are fun. Because there's food, right? I'm a bit of a glutton. I'll have you know. But large parties and gatherings, for the most part, they're not... I don't hate them. They're not my favorite place to be. And they are fun. But they're just like kind of mess sometimes, you know? If it's like a different social setting and by large, I mean like 10 people and I have to like meet new people all the time. Nah, there's a certain size of a party or gathering at which it's not awkward, where it's not too small to be intimate and awkward. It's not too large where it's not large. There's a certain size of parties where it's too small to be like a big extravagant event where people don't expect you to talk to others, and it's too large to be like a more intimate gathering between like close friends. There's like some sweet spot of awkwardness for gatherings, I think, that it just feels bad. I think art is important. Yes, I'm a supporter of the arts. I like my musicals. I like my movies. I like my shows. I like my mangas. I like my Japanese cartoons. I sometimes deceive others to get my own way. No, I don't. I don't like things to be a mess up. I like to tidy up. False. I don't mind a bit of disorganization. I often feel sad. Nah. Maybe a little melancholic, like time's moving too quick. But I wouldn't call that sad. I would just say, you're just becoming acutely aware that time passes. I like to take charge of situations and events. Hell no. I let people plan shit for me. I experience deep and varied emotions. Yeah, I experience emotions. I'm a human. I love to help others. I enjoy it. I always feel good. I've volunteered before. I've done teaching stuff. I think helping others is good. Maybe not love. Maybe love is a strong word. But it's for sure not the worst feeling in the world. I always keep my promises. I try to. Sometimes I can't, though. What do you teach? I've taught other stuff before. I've taught, don't worry about it. Teach, what's it called? That subject. Yes. I've taught a lot of things in my life. It's just like how it's worked out that every time I've gotten like a job of some type, it always ends up being something for teaching stuff. You want to know more now? Don't worry about it. It's a very fun, cool subject that people love. I find it difficult to approach others. Very true. I'm always busy, always on the go. Maybe. Maybe I'll do the grades. What do I teach reveal? But it's not like a career thing. It's always something to do between. I'm always busy, always on the go. Not really. I'm pretty chill. I prefer variety to routine. Agree. I love a good argument, a good fight. Nah, I like interesting arguments. I don't like I don't like arguments for the sake of arguments. I think if the argument is like silly and interesting, I'll entertain it. I work hard enough. I work neither too hard nor too little. Physics? The fuck? Oof. What makes you think physics? I will overindulge at times. I'll give in to my vicious vices. I love excitement. Who doesn't like excitement? I enjoy reading challenging books and articles. I enjoy reading entertaining books. I believe I am better than others. Nah. I am always prepared. I am always prepared. Not really, no. I panic easily? Nah. Cheerful enough? Not really. Am I cheerful? This is more of a question of opinion. I don't think I'm too cheerful. I think I'm simply cheerful enough. I tend to support progress and reform. Progress and reform. Yeah, I do. I'm a progress enjoyer. I sympathize with the homeless. Yeah. I am very spontaneous. I don't think that's spontaneous. I think that's more impulsive. But I do act for that thing. I fear for the worst. I try not to. I feel comfortable around friends and people I've known for a while. I'm like one of those dogs where like they'll bark at you a lot and they'll avoid you, and then they sniff you a few times and you keep meeting them and then they become comfortable around. I need to be like conditioned to be around people if I haven't seen you before. I'm not particularly good at socialization, unfortunately. I was cool in high school though, I swear. I feel moderately, it's like a little bit of both. I won't say disagree, but I don't want to say agree either. I enjoy wild flights of fancy. I like my delusions. I enjoy fantasizing in my head. Be conditioned. It's like, not exactly conditioned, but it just takes me a while to get used to the person, you know? Like, there are some people who have no problem talking to others right away because they just like can make conversation. I can make some small talk. I'm not completely socially in-depth. I can condition like my hair? What do you mean condition? In what sense? I believe that people basically I like to think most people think they're doing the right thing. When I do something, I always do it well. Are you talking like, are you hitting on me? Are you trying to flirt with Mr. Streamer guy? Excuse me? Pavlov? Yeah, but if they're gonna classically condition someone, you need to condition them to do what? What are you gonna condition me to do? When I do something, I always do it well. False. I do some stuff very badly until I do it well. I get irritated easily. Nah. I always chat to lots. Nope, I do not. It's flirting. Interesting. Interesting tactic. Interesting tactic. I see beauty in things that others might not notice. Oh, you're really into fishermen. Really? Really? You like, let's see. You like, who the fuck is into, no offense, but like, who the fuck is into fishermen? I'm just saying. I don't know any famous fishermen. Besides myself, of course. But that's not what I'm famous for. If you've read Le Modérateur, you would know that it's more famous for being the custodian of the Holy Grail. I am. No one is really into fishermen? That's what I thought. Are you into fish? Is that what you enjoy? Are you a weird fish liker? I don't mind cheating to get ahead. I do mind cheating to get ahead. I often forget to put... I'm pretty good at... I would disagree here. I think I'm pretty good at putting things back in their proper place. I'll have you know, I'm not here to be objectified. I'm here to entertain. You could. Interesting tactic. Interesting tactic. I sometimes dislike myself, disagree. I try to be in charge to lead others. I try to be in... Nope, I do not. Could be into me. No, I don't think I am. Huh. What do these words mean? I'm empathetic. I feel others' emotions. I think I'm pretty empathetic. Is this some BDSM terminology or is this something else? I'm concerned about others. Generally, I would say concerned about others. I tell the truth, generally. I'm afraid to draw attention to myself. Let's see. BDSM terminology, top or bottom? Who knows? I'm afraid to draw attention to myself. I don't like drawing attention to myself. I want to be low-key. Gay terminology? I thought it was like... How do I explain? I thought it was both. Who knows? I thought it was more in relation to like dominance versus submissiveness. I don't know. I'm doing my personality test. I prefer to stick with things that I know. I'll venture outside. I shout and yell at people. I do not. I do more than what's expected of me. Nah, not really. I rarely overindulge. I rarely overindulge. What would I overindulge in? What would I overindulge in? What would I overindulge in? Besides... I do like to sleep as much as I can. I don't know. I rarely overindulge. I would agree here. I think I'm pretty modest. I go out of my way to seek adventure. Do I? Not really. I just want to let it come to me. I intend to try to engage in philosophical discussions, and I think highly of myself. I think appropriately of myself. I get the job done and carry out my plans. I get the job done and carry out my plans. Do I? Huh. I get the job done and I carry out my plans. Generally, I think I might. Generally. I think, but I also do procrastinate a lot. I'll put this in medium. I become overwhelmed by events. Nah, I managed to keep my head. I have a lot of fun. I try to be entertaining. I try to have my fun where I can get it. I believe there is no absolute right or wrong. A lot of moral dilemmas, a lot of moral choices require context, I believe. I feel sympathy for those who are worse off than myself. Yes, I do. I make rash decisions. Yes, I do. I'm afraid of many things. I'm not afraid of too many things. I think mosquitoes are icky. And that's pretty much it. Mosquitoes suck. I'm scared that I don't really have too many fears. I avoid coming into contact, a slight degree. I realize that I can't avoid all people. I try to only interact socially when I can. I love to daydream. I enjoy my daydreaming. I enjoy my delusions. My delusions that may or may not be delusions of grandeur. I trust what people say. Do I trust what people say? Generally, yes, I think I do. I think I'm a pretty trusting person. I handle tasks methodically. Not really. Wait, but what's the holy thing you have? What? The Grail? The Grail? What do you mean the holy thing I have? The Holy Grail? The cup from which Christ's blood? It's a key element in Arthurian legend. Have you never watched Indiana Jones, Raiders of... No. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? It's that cup that brings eternal life. I handle tasks methodically. Not really. You don't need... I'm just saying. I think Bible lore is underutilized. A lot of different fantasy settings, you use Greek mythology, Roman mythology, maybe even Egyptian mythology and Norse mythology. You haven't watched Indiana Jones? Dude, go watch Indiana Jones. Fantastic movies. Some of Spielberg's finest, some of Harrison Ford's best performances. Great, fun movies. Also, the soundtrack is great. It's done by the legendary John Williams, who did the Star Wars soundtrack, the Jurassic Park soundtrack. I frequently lose my temper. Rarely. I'll trust your taste. You should trust my taste. It's objectively the greatest. I prefer to be alone. Agree. I like poetry. I think poetry's cool. I sometimes take advantage of others. No, I don't. Or at least I think I don't. I sometimes leave the place in a mess. If by the place you mean my living situation, sure. Yeah, I'm a pretty messy person. I sometimes am down in the dumps. Generally, no. I take control of situations. No, I do not. I rarely notice my emotional reactions and feelings. I rarely notice my emotional reactions and feelings. I think I try to be more cognizant of them, but I'm not the greatest at it. I'll say there, neutral. I'm indifferent to the feelings of others. False. I think I'm pretty good at maybe not reading a person, but like seeing how they feel. I break rules. I'm a dirty rule follower. Nah, I don't break too many rules. I only really feel comfortable with friends. Yeah, pretty much. I would say strong agree here. Ooh, thank you for the follow. I do a lot in my spare time. What do I do in my spare time? I watch YouTube. I play video games. I guess I do this. I guess this is what I do in my spare time as well, no? I'll say I agree. I kind of do stuff in my spare time. Do you get a fish from following? I thought that you become the fish. You are the fish now. You're part of the school of fish that follow me. I got the number 7, lucky 7. 7's a good number. 7 is an S tier number. When I do my number tier list, you'll see I have a 7. Is that no? My favorite number is probably 1. 1's a cool number. Why you don't like my number tier list idea? Numbers are cool, man. You know there's an entire field of number theory that's devoted to studying primes that are called Mersenne primes. Your favorite number is 7. Excellent. Excellent taste. Fantastic. What do you mean, well, no? I dislike changes. It's actually 707. Why 707? What says 7 times 101? I dislike changes? I'm pretty neutral to changes. I don't dislike changes. Why 707? You see, 777 would make more sense because it's like 3 things. It just sounds and looks good. 707. I'm going to disagree with you here. I think 7 is perfectly fine by itself. I insult people. I do not insult people. 7 we 7. It looks all right. Doesn't match my idealized image of number aesthetics that I have in my head that I've just made up now, but it seems okay. You know what? If it's your favorite number, that's good enough. It's a good number. It could be worse. Your favorite number could be like, what's a terrible, terrible number? What's a really bad number? What's a terrible number? You have to say it in Spanish for it to sound siete o siete? Oh, 707? 707? Or do you mean like siete? How do you say 100 in Spanish? Oh, they made me take Spanish in elementary school. I don't remember. No. Huh. What is it? You can spell it. I can picture a Spanish man saying it in my head, or some native Spanish speaker saying it in my head. Will I be able to say it? No, but I can picture what it's supposed to sound like. 707. 707. Oh, that's like a tongue twister. That's actually a pretty good reason to like it then. That sounds fun. 707. 707. That is a tongue twister. Yeah, it's a good number. Good number. But I prefer the aesthetics of and the actual properties of the number as opposed to the what's it called? The pronunciation, because pronunciation varies, right? Let's see in what's it called? Let's see. How many languages do I know to count in? I know counting in Mandarin. I know a little bit of counting in Japanese. I know a bit of counting in Korean. I know counting in German. I know 1, 2, 3 in French. I know how to count in English. What other languages? What's Italian again? Italian and Spanish are very similar, but I don't remember how to count in Italian. And I can curse in Polish. I do just enough work to get by. Neutral. I easily resist. You see, Korean. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 다섯. Yeah, I don't remember. I know a little bit. I easily resist temptations. I'll disagree. I can be tempted into taking a nap. I can be tempted into eating a few snacks. I'm a big old snack and nap enjoyer. I enjoy taking risks. What kind of risk are we talking about? This is weird. One of those questions that I just ask about riskiness, but doesn't give me any context. I know how to curse in Korean too, because I played a bunch of League of Legends. But shh, don't tell anyone I said that. I enjoy taking risks. Do I enjoy taking risks? What kind of risk have I taken? Not much of a risk taker, to be honest. I have difficulty understanding abstract ideas. Maybe initially, but I think once you wrap your head around, or once you work hard on trying to understand, they're not too difficult. Once you work hard on trying to understand abstract ideas, then they become simpler. But I don't think I have too much difficulty, right? I've always been fairly mathematically proficient, and math it's pretty abstract once you get to higher levels of it. I have a high opinion of myself. No, not really. I think I'm pretty humble. Or maybe that's me being arrogant saying I'm humble. I waste my time. Hell yeah, I do. I waste a lot of time, probably. I feel that I'm unable to deal with things. Am I unable to deal with things? No. I feel like this is similar to the question of overwhelmed. Feeling overwhelmed. I don't think I ever feel overwhelmed. I love life. You ever read Fire Punch by Tatsuki Fujimoto? Live. God. Tatsuki Fujimoto is the goated mangaka. I believe law should be strictly enforced. Nah, depends on the law. Some laws are dumb. You know, like tax laws. I think everyone should commit tax fraud every now and then. You can get a little tax fraud as a treat to commit. I am not interested in other people's problems. Let's see. I'm not interested in other people's problems. I don't want to be bothered with them too much if they're like annoying, but I'll hear out my friends if they have some difficulties. I think generally, I'll answer this neutral. I rush into things. Yeah, I do. I get stressed out easily. Nah. I keep others at a distance until I warm up to them, generally, yes. I like to get lost in thought. Hell yeah. Delusions. I don't distrust people. Generally. I know how to get things done. Not really. Nah, neutral. I can get things done. I don't think I'm good at it. I think it's just a matter of application. I am not easily annoyed. Yeah, I think this is true. I think I have a pretty good mental, I think I'm generally able to keep a level head. And when things get frustrating, I think I have the adequate mental tools to not blow up too much. I avoid crowds. I do tend to avoid crowds. Actually, no, that's false. I disagree. Actually, there's one thing if it's like a party, right? And you're trying to, and it's the big gathering where you have to be social. That's a crowd, right? I don't really like those. But if I'm like in a crowded city, I'm just walking on the sidewalk. It's generally not too terrible. I don't mind it. I do not enjoy going to... I love art galleries and exhibitions. I sometimes been uncooperative. I hinder other people's plans. Do I? Let me think. Do I hinder other people's plans? No, I try not to, but sometimes I feel like the plans are made with not a ton of leniency sometimes. I love my bits and pieces that belong. Yeah, I kind of do. I'm a little messy. I've got a bunch of shit on my desk and just papers and pencils and knickknacks. I'm comfortable with myself. I would agree here. I wait for others to take the lead. Do I wait for others to take the lead? Let's see. Yeah, generally, I'm not one to enjoy being in a position of leadership. I don't understand people who get emotional. I understand why people get emotional, but I don't like getting it, and I don't see a reason to get emotional over certain things, right? I think I can empathize and sympathize with people. I think I'm okay at it. I don't have time for other people. That's false. I try to make time for other people. Like, I still think there should be 32 hours in a day. We should just, like, take 8 hours from the next day and put it in one day. And that way I can, like, sleep for 12 hours and still go out and do 20 hours worth of things. And then we can, like, keep our day... And it'll screw with our day and night cycle, of course. But, like, there's honestly not enough time in one day. We need more time. Now, obviously, it doesn't change how I spend the day or, like, how long I live. But it makes me feel like I'm doing more in a day. Because technically I am. And I can get more sleep. But, who knows. I sometimes break my promises. I don't really make promises. I'm not bothered by difficult social situations. I think I'm difficult social situations are always tricky to navigate. Generally, I just try not to get involved in them in the first place, and this is what I find to be the best course of action. I react slowly, like physically. I have a pretty bad reaction time physically, but for the most part, react slowly to what though? This is like I'm getting my physical and they hit my knee with the hammer and they shatter my knee bone into a million pieces because I'm old and made of dust. Like, what does this react slowly thing mean? I think sometimes I can. I think I am. I do have bad reaction time, 1, and 2, sometimes if people I do have some issues responding to text messages from time to time from people. I'm attached to conventional ways, not really. Out with the old and with the new. I always even the score with others. I'm no vengeful deity. I'm not some type of malevolent god seeking vengeance upon the world. I don't have a score to settle with anyone. If we were to put this in the context of like Vinland Saga, I have no enemies. I sometimes put little time and effort into my work. Does that mean I put a little more time and effort into my work, or I just like half-ass my work? Which one is it? Because that can be a little bit of both, again, depending on what kind of work I'm doing. I think some a little time and effort. I think this is true. I am able to control my cravings. Generally, yes, I'll put neutral though. I do give in to napping quite a bit. Just like when I have 10 minutes, a little bit of shit. I like action and danger. I like action and danger movies. I enjoy my action movies. But generally pretty averse. I'm not interested in theoretical discussions. All these questions on all these like previous personality tests, they're all very similar. And they all kind of say the same thing, I feel. But strongly disagree, I am interested in theoretical discussions. I like to talk about my qualities. Despite how it may appear, I'm not actually a narcissist, I think. I don't like talking too much about myself, generally. I try to be pretty modest. I have difficulty starting tasks. Yes. That executive dysfunction kicking into overdrive. I remain calm under pressure. Agree. I look at the bright side of life. Yep. I believe we should be very tough on crime. Meh. I've heard this interesting analogy about how crime isn't the problem, but crime is a symptom of a deeper underlying systemic problem. I think that's an interesting viewpoint to take in regard to crime. So, and again, this is also context dependent and depends on like what crime specifically, because crime is a pretty broad category when you think about it. There's a lot of things that constitute what crime is. So again, contextual. I try not to think about the needy. Disagree. I think about the people that need things. I think about how I can serve my community better. Without thinking, I am impulsive. This has been established throughout the 3 previous personality tests. My motto is fuck it, we ball, and ball we shall. You know? You can't be Michael Jordan. Wait, what? What haven't I filled? You can't be Michael Jordan if you never ball. What haven't I filled out? What haven't I filled out? I filled. 1, 2, 3, 4. What haven't I filled out? What the? Where's the missing question? Am I being scammed? Why doesn't it show me where the question? What question have I filled out? I filled out everything, didn't I? What? What haven't I filled out? Hold on. Is this another part of the personality test saying that I haven't filled out a question when I filled everything out? Am I stupid? Am I blind? Oh, okay. I never sit still. I'm always on the go. I never sit still. And I'm like, I'm one of those people that shakes their leg a lot. But I'm not always going anywhere. So in terms of like being busy, no. Which I think is what this question is asking about, how busy you are. I'm not one of those people rushing through things. Or I'm not one of those people that have like constantly have something to do. But I do shake my leg a lot. And I'm a very fidgety person. All right, personality test. I am a male. I am 119. I am from. Why are you taking this test? Purely for fun. I don't want my extended, just show me my standard report card. Openness to experiences. What does this mean, conscientiousness? This test is calling me lazy. This test is calling me lazy. Are they correct? Maybe a little bit. Maybe a tad. They're calling me more hardworking than 1% of people. What? Oh, thank God. Thank God I know for sure I'm not a workaholic. I trust this. What do you mean you trust the test? You know nothing about me. Besides my personality test that I've taken thus far. Extroversion? This is true. I'll agree to this one. This is true. I'm a pretty introverted person. Lazy? Lazier than 99% of people. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, I tell you. It's all right. It's all right. If we, how do we block out the work ethic? I don't think this is true. I think my work ethic is a 2 at the very least. I think I deserve a tripling, nay, a quadrupling of my score in conscientiousness. Now, I will admit, I'm not the hardest worker, but to say my work ethic is a 1, that I'm lazier than 99% of people, I'm making one. I probably should just say put it up because I made one, but it's not super professional. You know what? Fuck it. People are asking, someone's asking about this, put it in. How do I do this? I'm not very good with technology. Let's see. I'll try. You're probably gonna see it be extremely amateurish. What do you mean? Where is the? What do you mean you can tell I'm not good with technology? Invite people here. Here's the link. Copy. I think they should bring it here, right? There. Now, obviously, it's not really set up at all. I just kind of made it. I put some channels in, but I still need to arrange everything. So I'll probably be doing that over the course of the next few days or whatever. I don't really know exactly how things work, but we'll figure it out. I don't really do anything with it. For the most part, I was going to make a schedule this week, but it's kind of just been whenever. Generally around 9 p.m. Eastern time. But again, who knows? Still though, I take great issue with this. Openness to experience, agreed. Extroversion, agreed. Agreeableness, agreed. Natural reactions, yeah, agreed. Cool. So, hello. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it's pretty late. Oh yeah. I should probably put that in my Twitch stuff, so I'll probably work on that as well. Let's see. Yeah, I'll probably just put that somewhere. But it is 12:30, for me at least. Pretty late. Most of the time I'm streaming, it's 9 p.m. Eastern time. What else is there? What's the rest of my schedule look like for the week? Let me see. Because I'm probably going to end here. I think I've gotten through quite a few personality tests. I did the regular 16 personalities. I did this weird Korean one. I did this one, the Big 5 personality test report. I did this other one that measures something else. Who knows? So I will probably stream again tomorrow, maybe. Thank you. Yes, if you don't check the Discord, like I said, I've been working on it or I'm trying to figure out how all that works. I do sometimes post a schedule on Twitter, or I'll like put on Twitter what days I plan on being live. I'll put it in a few hours in advance. But generally, Twitter is also in the Twitch about section, I think. And then let's see, where are we? Yes. Oh yeah, so I'll check my schedule for the week. I forgot. Possibly tomorrow I might start playing Inscription, because I finished FE6 a few weeks ago. I finished Chants of Sonar yesterday. That was a really cool game. That was a really fun puzzle game. Tomorrow I might start Inscription. Maybe it'll be Animal tier list. Your color suits you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I am as deep as the ocean depths. So I'm the same color as well. Let's see. Yeah. Maybe stream tomorrow would also be around 9 o'clock. Same as usual. Or same as I normally go live, 9 o'clock. Latest I'll go live is like 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. But anyways, that's all for tonight. I hope you enjoyed my weird rambles and my personality test taking. Good night. Hope you all have a good night.